Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Bruce said, it is a ritual, and so is the roar. The introductions being made with the officials now, and we edge ever closer to the 2010 Grand Final. And that is a storied family, certainly. The Shaw family, the latest addition. Heath Shaw out on the ground. His dad, Captain Collingwood. His uncle, their last premiership captain.
Feel like the Saints have to take the crowd out of the game, don't you? I mean, this is overwhelming, this Collingwood chant and roar, isn't it?
It's quite remarkable. You hear about the preliminary final being the main two teams, but this is extraordinary.
I mean, there's no doubt this first quarter, always important. There's the coin toss.
This is Mark, mate. Nick, it's your call. Whenever you're ready, Mark, give it a good one. Heads. No, mate. Wait, Nick. Come. All good.
And the battle of the nets is won by Nick Maxwell.
I think the umpire just told Nick Revolt to nick off.
I think so.
But talk about that first quarter. Collingwood are so used to just jumping out and establishing that early lead. So just the ability for St Kilda to stay with them early and get a bit of doubts in Collingwood's mind.
This is our fucking stage. We put something in the bottle. We got a half stop. We got something fucking deep in our heart.
The rev-ups. Now, Tom, you would have done a couple of those.
I have, Dennis.
Do you remember anything you said?
Again, without sounding boring, it was stressing just the importance of sticking to your processes, the contest by contest and quarter by quarter.
It's a moment where you know that something has to give. I mean, two teams fully committed, ready, but something has to give in the next 2 hours.
I really enjoyed hearing Nick Revolt, where you could just pick up talking about togetherness, because as a coach, Lee, you're in the lap of the players now, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's about the on-field performers now. And the ability for the on-field leadership to control the game, to take the vagaries of the game and react accordingly.
They don't like each other, these two teams.
No.
This first 5 minutes will be fascinating.
It will be. I mean, we saw the scenes earlier in the year at Etihad Stadium. But I think you're right, Lee. I think the start of the game, we know Collingwood can play with so much intensity. St Kilda just need to absorb it. If they can sneak a goal early, that's going to be really important for them.
Both sides have got 4 very small mediums on interchange. So all the height is starting on the field, so which I think was the reason why, to maximise their speed, is why St Kilda left the second ruckman out and went with a small.
It's important to play a really strong, aggressive game, but you don't want to have that misplaced aggression. You want to, obviously put your head over the ball and drive at the footy.
Not now, because the umpires protect the ball carrier, so the player at the footy gets the protection.
Number 16 there, Nathan Brown, in for Prestigiacomo. He's played last week, played well. He was hard done by, at least we thought so, back on Thursday night at selection, but he's back in the team. For everyone who has a heartbreak, and somebody equally blessed. So we're just about set. The players now in their natural habitat, the MCG, the last Saturday in September. Schneider laying up initially on Maxwell, Kazitsky and Reed. The house full sign is up. Dawson and Cloak. And away we go. The grand final is underway. Gardner has to wait. Up goes Jolly. Hooks it down behind. Guess who? Swan down towards half forward. Bounces inside the 50. Storming up the ground. Cloak missed it. Dawes has got it. Quilt got him. Pendlebury is through. Over the top. Will it sit for Dodak? Takes him away from goal. Feeds it back to Jolly. Oh! No sign of the Jolly Wobbles. He puts it through.
Well, how often do we talk about the ruck contest between the ruckmen who want to go forward, which is Jolly for Collingwood, Gardner for St Kilda, but when the ball went forward, he just took off Jolly, and it was the extra player to score the goal.
And this is where I reckon Alan Didak's at his most dangerous, running back towards goal, whether he's out running himself or drawing the hand pass and getting it that way. Scott Pendlebury started the game so well last week in the preliminary final on the Friday night, started again, but Darren Jolly and Lee Brown have that X factor to push forward as ruckman, and St Kilda are certainly going to need to be on top of that.
And the tackle was laid, but the handball was still effective,
out.
so that ability to pin the ball in, always really important to make it a really effective tackle.
24 seconds.
Well, he's their only premiership player going in, Jolly. It's fitting he's kicked the opening goal. Winning in the Swans in his first year. He's in his first year with Collingwood. Speaking of Swans, Swan to Thomas, to Lee Brown, held on to. Pushed forward by Ball, and then Gwilt on the up. Saints, this is really going to test him. Gardner, well done. Dempster to Gwilt. Long ball, over Revolt's head. Koschitzke went to ground. Reid and Swan. So Swan a third early disposal.
And Jones has taken the Swan matchup just to reinforce that.
Johnson, who's got Milne, that's his matchup. Side bottom, the only teenager. Jolly and side bottom again. Side bottom running hard. Collingwood making inroads early. Kick to a dangerous spot. Dawes terrific on the up. Hayes gets hold of him, and then Ray gets hold of the footy to Fisher.
Fisher drives around the outer side. Arriving was Reid, tried to knock it forward, went behind Thomas, brilliantly done, swept on the football. Well, Swan's been everywhere, goes out wide, side bottom, gets a hand pass to Jolly. They need to stop them here, the Saints. Collingwood, again, in that frenzied fashion to start a game. Off hands, it falls in front. Fisher lost it. Beams was there with him. Down goes Pendlebury. Johnson had his kick smothered. Flicks across towards Montagna. Back to Fisher. Runs into a dead end. Scrambles a kick to half-back. Missed by Gardner. Taken by Jolly. The big man with the big body. Throws it on the boot. Goes very high. Up was Ball. Good blocking there initially by Maxwell, but to no avail. Forced forward by Milne. Tracks the ball down towards half forward. Push it the back or high, and the free kick will go to Brown.
He is clumsy at his feet, Koschitzke. Whenever the ball's at his feet, he's in trouble. They had the numbers there, St Kilda, but a bad free kick to turn the ball over.
Ben Reid started the game exceptionally well on Koschitzke.
So Brown, not a great kick. Dempster doing the defensive thing. Hayes, who imposed himself early last year, tries to run the gauntlet a bit. Revolt's first real crack. Brown at the back. McWalter, who looks like he might have a job on Maxwell. Graham, so good last year. 19 kicks, 30 disposals. Kicks to half forward. Milne O'Brien, no free kick for the moment. Ray. Thomas brings him down. There's a win. And now Shaw down the line. Dawes free kick surely.
I think Dale Thomas has been synonymous with Collingwood this year. He's been the player who's taken his game to another level in both the attacking and probably more importantly the defensive side of his game.
Chris Dawes just forward of the wing. Margin just a goal. The only score in the game. Dawes inside the forward 50. A lot of Saints back there. Good thing Gardner didn't punch it. Landed on the chest of Fisher.
Take him away.
Fisher in the back pocket.
The opportunity for St Kilda now just to slow the game down has been playing at a breakneck speed, obviously, with Collingwood dominating. Control the tempo.
Already Fisher's third possession. Back towards the wing. Revolt attracted a crowd. Brown went down. Gilbert to Revolt. Juggles the football. Well taken by Shaw. Deftly done. Pendlebury along the line. Looking towards the middle. Cloak. Ball was stifled off the boot. Wellingham runs into a dead end. Still did well though. Wellingham. Cloak. Johnson from the 50. Long. Tilling kick. I think it's home. Right on the call. Behind. Touched right on the line.
This was for St Kilda. Collingwood are dominating the game, but we've often seen this happen, and St Kilda can hold them out.
Having trouble getting it out.
Oh.
Not 50, not 50. Not 50 because I hadn't blown the whistle. Second whistle.
Needs a big game, Farron Ray. I reckon Baker comes out.
Also, Bruce, just off screen before, there was Nick Maxwell actually floored Nick Revolt, took him to the ground, so putting that physical pressure on early.
So Ray in the back half. Composure. It's hard to get against Collingwood, isn't it? Gwilt, Schneider and Maxwell. Maxwell decided not to mark. First real look at Goddard. Terrific tackle again. And that from Pendlebury. Maxwell inside. Beams. High flow to the centre half forward. Gardner and Wellingham. Courage from both. Blake. Didn't have a kick in the grand final last year, Blake. Had a few handballs. Dempster under pressure. Graham. Blake and Swan. You've back Swan here. Blake did really well. And then Jones hacks it. He often does. Milne chases it. And St Kilda need to take that collective deep breath.
Yeah, they do. The Collingwood pressure on the contest, on the ball carriers, just making St Kilda just a little bit shaky early.
Pulsating stuff at the moment. And probably the Magpies' dominance not reflected as yet on the scoreboard. Good news for the Saints. Knocked down by Jolly. Goddard quick hands. Hayes the high ball as the sun breaks through. Graham tracks it back. Didn't compete. Knocked down there by Tuvey. Hurried kick by Montagna. Reed backed himself. Left it behind. Schneider slips it away. Kaczynski. Virtually their first sojourn inside the forward 50. And Milne will kick a goal. Milne 20 metres out. Doesn't do anything silly. Thanks to the umpire.
There was no doubt he wanted to go on, but
turns around, kicks a goal. That's handy.
I was going to say, Tom, what we know about Stephen Milne, he doesn't like taking set shots if he's got a choice. And even then, he kicked it quickly. Sometimes you just don't let the pressure build. That's why you want to move it quickly rather than take your 20 seconds.
A good nerve settler for Stephen Milne to get the first goal. But we just saw on screen there the captain, Nick Revolt, pushing back like he does so well with the flight of the ball. Actually drew the contact from the Collingwood player and, in effect, affected a shepherd so Stephen Milne could take the uncontested mark. So Nick Revolt's up and about, moving the angles really well.
Well, he got the monkey off the back. He didn't kick a goal last year, Milne, in the grand final. He's been able to get that off the back in a hurry. Down to you, Tim.
When these sides met in round 3, the Magpies targeted Revolt. It seems to be the same again. Maxwell actually knocked him onto his backside behind play. The emergency umpire came out.
So Kaczynski in the ruck against Jolly. Wonder how many times we're going to see Kaczynski in that centre square today.
And Bruce, you spoke about McWalter to Maxwell. It was actually Maxwell playing on McWalter, but now Eddie for St Kilda's gone on to play a defensive forward role on the Collingwood captain. Just see him on to the left of screen there.
And Kaczynski's come up to do his share of the ruck work, which is going to happen as this game progresses.
So third man up was Hayes, and then Goddard. And then Goddard pushes forward. Good hands by McWalter to Peake. His run important. Well, it's not a great kick. Now, can Milne turn Johnson inside out? When your name's Ben Johnson, you're quick, aren't you? And that's a beautiful handball to Reed. It was a lovely take and a well-weighted kick to Pendlebury, who started well as he did last week. McCaffer, good hands, and then quickly onto a one-on-one. Dawes is good overhead. Well done, Gwilt, but it got away. And Blair, what a story. The only guy on the rookie list kicks the goal.
They've actually picked a pretty big defence in Kilda, haven't they? I reckon the ground level ball might trouble them a little bit. They're not bad in the air, but they haven't really got the really small defenders. Baker plays that, but he hasn't played for a long time, as we know. The crumbing balls, the Blairs, Davises, players like that, they're going to be dangerous, I think, against the Kilda defence.
Bit of a surprise to see Gwilt playing as a key defender on Dawes at the moment, so he's one who can play smaller, but he's obviously doing a taller job. Collingwood punish their opposition more than any other side on a turnover. Peake going into the forward. You've just got to hit that. And then they, as they've done all year, they've brought the heat back really fast down the end of the ground. Goal to young Blair. Great start for the young player.
Smallest player in the AFL, which beats the heck out of being the smallest player in the VFL. Coming through there, the hand pass from Hayes. Jones kicks it down towards half forward. The only player to make his debut this season, Jared Blair, coming through his side bottom. That's for the Magpies, of course. Maxwell smothered off the boot by Revolt. Eddie simply falls on the pack, and the umpire calls for it.
Don't go high.
Let's go down to Tim Watson on the boundary.
Confusion for the Saints down on the bench. They actually had 5 on the bench a few moments ago. Milne was told that he had to get back out on the ground. Greg Hutchison, their team manager, screaming at the players.
Side bottom, scuffs it forward. Over the ball, Baker. Gets a free kick. Well, there you go.
Sometimes the fumble helps.
And passes to Montagna. Kicks inside the forward 50. Attracts Revolt to the footy. Step for step was Brown. Arriving quickly, Reed thumps it forward. Kosecki went to ground. Thomas kept his head. Gives it to Maxwell.
Didak underneath, but well done by Fisher. I think he was off.
He was off.
He was. Turnover Beams to Didak. To Dawes. Loves to come up the ground, Dawes, along with Cloak. Comes wide to Davis. First look at him. Third grand final for Leon. Lines it up and then floats one to fall forward. Oh, almost a brilliant mark by McCaffer. Gilbert on him. Is that out on the full?
That's the kind of shaky clearance kick that pressure does to you out of there. I mean, that was Dempster, was it, that kicked the ball out on the full? But that was just a wild kick when you've got to just hold on to the ball a little bit to try and make something of it back there.
It's in dangerous hands too, isn't it?
Yep.
Didak. Not beyond him. About as tough as it gets for a left footer.
Oh,
For some.
What more can you say?
Doesn't that become a critical turnover when Fisher took the mark in the middle of the ground, but when the play on and were dispossessed, that really created the scoring opportunity. So yeah, just at the moment, Collingwood looked just that much more composed in their place, and Kilda just looked hurried and rushed and are making errors.
But went from being a St Kilda turnover to a Collingwood turnover and goal. That's hugely important. 13-point lead to the Pies.
Well, this is what Alan Didak's capable of. His left foot out. That's an extremely tough kick from that pocket, and that's what he's capable of. He is brilliant. Another side note, Jones has gone to Dane Swan. They've been at each other for the last couple of minutes behind play. He's definitely going to tag him now after 4 or 5 early touches for Dane.
after the bounce, scramble. Brown goes after the football in the back, is it? No, it's going to be a free kick to the Magpies, and it's going Brown's way for a throw. Chips it out wide. Swan's been terrific in the early going. The favourite for the Norm Smith goes towards the 50. Running hard is Thomas. They're putting on a clinic at the moment. Thomas.
Right on at 49.
Standing on the 49 is Peak.
A lot of St Kilda jumpers back there. There's 16 St Kilda jumpers between Thomas in the forward 50 arc. It's very hard to find a tie. It's a long shot at goal or nothing.
It'll take a very good kick from here.
You've had 20, must kick within 10.
Didak, a marvellous kick moments ago. Gardner is the big man lurking behind for the Saints. In he comes. Goes for the spiral. Well, it's untidy, but I think it's good. Oh, this could be a Magpie day. This could be a Magpie day. He tumbled it through. A mistake for 6 points.
Now that is one of the absolute cardinal sins in your back line. You never really know how the ball's going to spin, but that's one part of the ground that you want to have protected right along the goal line there. Obviously a bit of a mongrel pump. Went for the torp on that occasion, Dale Thomas, but might be those footy gods, Lee.
It looked like they had the protection. It just wobbled through. It wasn't a good-looking spiralling torpedo, but it just made it.
Yeah, just dropped short there.
He just doesn't hit it well, does he? It's a wobbly. But if you kick the ball hard in the middle, thick part of the footy, it'll keep going.
Well, plan A hasn't worked, Lee. Plan B for St Kilda now, because this is just where they didn't want to be.
Yeah, it's not plan A. They're going to start winning the footy and being a bit more composed with ball in hand. I mean, at the moment, Collingwood have started the game like they normally do. And St Kilda are immediately on the back foot.
Got that on the ankle.
There's only one word for that. That's a mongrel punt, isn't it?
6 points.
Over the ground. Brendan got a free kick and out of zone assist. Holding the man.
And the Saints need a few of these, don't they?
I'm not sure if it was again, but he was thrown to the ground. Played from out of zone. It's good help.
So
Time on.
Goddard in very short to Dal Santo. First time we've called him. Out wider, Fisher. We played on a moment ago. I say a moment ago, it seems a moment ago, a few minutes back. That's a poor kick as well. Floating, gave Revolt no chance. And Shaw took an easy mark. To Maxwell. And it's early going, but the Saints need the next goal. Their backs are firmly planted against the wall in the early stages of this grand final. Beams. So there's no nerves from these young pies. To
Tuvey runs it up towards the wing. Miscues with a kick, terrible. Jones took the mark, slips a hand pass away. Baker, Ray, Gardner.
Got to go forward.
Graham, beaten in a countback for the Norm Smith last year. Kicks it directly to Thomas. Thomas, the short one, Pendlebury. They sprint back towards goal now, the Magpies. McCaffrey, favoured by the kick, takes the mark. He was like a wide receiver going back for that one. Lobbed in his path and he's marked it within scoring range.
Yeah, we've talked about the young Magpie side who haven't really been to the grand final for a number of years, but they're playing like they've been here every week. I mean, they're composed, making good decisions, good skills at St Kilda, the battle-hardened team that played last year. They're the ones that are shaky.
Got to say, too, this area for the Saints is the Bermuda Triangle for goals. Didak, followed by Thomas, and now McCaffrey. Nothing to lose here. At the 5th for the Magpies. Kick is on the way across the face of goal, so a reprieve.
Let off the hook there. It could have been a turnover. They just need to go forward here, St Kilda. I know they like to control the tempo of the game, but as long as they're going forward, it works.
So Hayes and Gwilt combined to Fisher. But Shaw held him up, so he won a little battle there. The test now for the Saints is to maintain that composure that Tom talked about before the game, to go through the things that you normally go through. You're 3 goals down, hard to get your hands on the footy, hard to kick it straight, find a target. They're doing some practice here in the back half, trying to work themselves into a bit of form.
They've 3 possessions, but they haven't really gained any advantage in either direction or territory.
So just little wins for the Saints. Here's a revolt against Brown, a shove into revolt into Maxwell. So good call by the up, and then revolt, not a great kick. And Thomas, for the second time in about 2 minutes, marks the ball from the opposition.
He started well, Thomas, too. Along the line, Maxwell, the skipper, slips a hand pass away. Pendlebury, very industrious under pressure, affected the kick. Well, Davis needs to go harder. Spills across towards a man who always does. Hayes, close to the boundary line. Fisher to Graham. Kicks it inside the 50. Well, not quite. Hope to. Johnson kicks back beyond the wing. Pendlebury tried to work in front. Fisher claims the mark. He's had a lot of the football. Fisher right half back. So the Saints knew about this. It's no surprise. Collingwood, the fast starters. And they're hard to beat from this situation, particularly when you don't score a lot of goals yourself. It's out of bounds from the fist of Jolly.
The slower they're going at the moment, it's giving the players. You see the sport, that's a textbook one from Darren Jolly. Dale Thomas just at the screen there. He's the one pushing across. His work rate's outstanding. He started the game so well. 7 disposals, the leading possession getter on the ground. He's set for a big day.
Jolly did well against Gardner there. Ray down low, and then Gardner squeezes the ball to half forward. Schneider and Shaw boundary throw.
I was just thinking, Dennis, a bit like, you know, Usain Bolt is quick, doesn't mean you can find a way to be quicker.
Exactly.
That's what St Kilda are finding at the moment. Nothing Collingwood are doing is a surprise, but they're just doing it so well.
So third man up again, Hayes, and he took the ball out of the air, then hooks it back to about 30 metres. Revolt got involved. Milne pushed. Still in play. No coming back. Wanting a free kick. Little shove in the back.
Hands in the back.
Got to make the most of any of these rare forward chances, St Kilda.
Close to goal. Gardner beaten by Jolly. Montagna slung. Momentum took him goalward. The kick misses.
And just off screen, Dempster's doing the hard tag on Didak. Didak's come off. Dempster's followed him all the way to the interchange bench.
Lee Montagna grew up barracking for Collingwood. Made his debut against Collingwood. Round 6, 2002. Ross Lyon. A lot to contemplate at the moment. Nice kick. No pressure. Just sliding in behind the short zone. Marked by Reid. Running hard is McCaffrey to the outer side. This kick needs to be precise. He's outnumbered. Getting back Dawson. Good pressure from McCaffrey, arriving quickly Beams, but 4 against 2, 5 against 2 prevails. Goddard, little 1-2 with Hayes, inside the forward 50, getting in behind. Brilliant gather by Shaw. Maxwell slides it across towards a teammate in O'Brien. Now it's 2-on-1 on this side. Side bottom needs to go though. Takes the mark, stayed on his feet. That was important. Fisher went to ground. Wellingham kicks it up towards the wing. Cloak, still Cloak. Well done. Tries to get a hand pass away. Side bottom kept coming. Hand passes forward. Brown crashes in. Wanted it most. Goes back to Pendlebury.
So good again today in this opening term. McCaffrey and Cloak. Good pressure from Hayes. And then Revolt under Reed. And Hayes gets the turnover, but the tackle on him's a beauty.
That's because there was no one forward at Hayes, so he had to hold on to the footy. They've actually had about 3 times in Kilda where kicks needed to be short in front of leading forwards, and they've kicked it over their head.
Tuvey, Beams, and then Johnson to Cloak, I should say, and grounded him.
One of the problems that St Kilda have got at the moment is when they look up, they just see the defensive structures of Collingwood. It's Maxwell. If it's not Maxwell, it's Harry O'Brien. So they just look up, there's nowhere to go. They really need to sort that out and make those 2 defenders in particular accountable.
They always look like they're in the right spot, Collingwood, don't they? To get that ball, Ray. Del Santo under pressure. Did well in the end. Back to Ray, back to Hayes. Cute little kick, a good one. Goddard getting involved. Montagna, important names. Peak. Run down brilliantly again. A great tackle from Tuvey. Shaw run down. That was a good tackle from McWalter. Little kick forward. Cut off. Ray getting a little bit of the ball. And then kicks to centre half forward. Revolt. Brown. Little give was clever. And then Revolt to Goddard. We know he's a lovely long kick. That's a floater to full forward. Kaczynski. Reed. Well done, Reed. To Johnson. And then Johnson spirals it back and finds a defender in Hayes.
It's coming back though. Montagna takes the hand pass. Revolt.
That's the first kick that's given their marking forward a chance to lead into it. Even then, Revolt had to go full stretch. St Kilda's kicking is just, at the moment, too powerful going forward. Finally found a kick to the advantage of the leading forward.
Game number 196 for this man. Wonderful player. Tore his hamstring against Collingwood, round 3, missed 11 games, and still 37 goals in 13 games this season. In he comes. This one trying to work back, but it won't. Just misses out to the right.
As we know, Collingwood's accuracy is a little bit of Achilles' heel. Well, they've kicked 4-2. It makes a difference when you can actually get that 60 to 70% conversion accuracy from shots.
We talk about not being accurate with your kicking. Back in round 3, St Kilda won by 28 points. And Collingwood kicked 4-17, and in round 16, St Kilda booted 6-16. Close to the boundary line, Didak. This is their specialty, walking the tightrope along the boundary line, but Dawson wins the footy. Dawson goes inside. Goddard in the shadows, wheels around, comes back. Dempster takes the mark.
Passage of play generated from the kick in. It's one area of the game that Collingwood haven't necessarily excelled at this year.
Jones on the tightrope himself there, just stretching, keeping it in. Terrible kick, floats it down towards the 50. Revolt gave a contest. Blake did well. Del Santo back to Hayes. Blake got a hot one, gives it across towards Eddie. The hand pass not so flash. Thomas went in amongst about 4 of them and won a terrific football for Collingwood. A draw is a win in that situation.
The pressure and the implied pressure, isn't it? At the moment, Collingwood, even St Kilda should have been able to clear the ball then, but the implied pressure draws the error.
So Blake took it out of the contest, and then Del Santo. O'Brien just had a slip. Eddie's handball, that one's a bit better. And then Schneider to half forward. So Kaczynski to use Peak. Now Peak under pressure. Reed got into his back a little bit. And now Brown. This is Lee Brown on the left. Ball and Goddard. Goddard will fancy himself to outrun him. Well played, Goddard. He's had a big second half of this first quarter. Little kick from Montagna to Fisher, and then Fisher to Revolt. And the Saints have had a good 5 minutes.
Well, I think we've just noticed just recently Nick's kicking from this distance has just been looking a little ad hoc.
Good players learn quickly, though. This is the same spot, isn't it?
It's his full distance kick, really, isn't it? It's the 50-metre kick, 55 metres to clear the line.
Been able to play the game in their half at the moment. St Kilda taking the ball off Collingwood in the centre of the ground instead of the back half, which is going to be important to control the tempo of the game.
He struck it well. It looks a big chance. It is a captain's goal. They certainly needed that.
Important for St Kilda, but it's also important for Rewald, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, I think he would think he's playing on the whole Collingwood team, because any Collingwood body in his vicinity is going to push into him, bump off him, and didn't touch the ball much for that first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, but he's got the couple of marks, finally got a goal on the board.
Yeah, St Kilda really need to sort out what they're going to do with those extra numbers in the Collingwood back up, because Nick Rewald's obviously the most important player for St Kilda, but he can't do it on his own.
This is exactly what they need, the Saints. They need to get a goal on the board. They've actually had a good 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes since Collingwood kicked their last goal. Great capacity of the Saints to work their way back into a game.
So that makes the margin 12 points, and in its way, given what's happened, quite manageable. The outside of the boot, Didak got it from Ball, kicks it down towards half forward. Once again, Fisher had it, lost it, comes across towards Dempster, needs to be careful. He kept it a long time. Blair, Didak inside the forward 50. Great acceleration from Dawes. Went to ground. Dawson put the body in. Picked up nicely by Jones. Montagna. Now that characteristic strutting run of Stevie Baker goes towards the outer side, and the mark is taken there by Blake.
And Blake, first quarter, Blake did the centre-backs. That's the third centre-backs ruckman for St Kilda.
Saints finding a little space now. Here's Graham.
Measures the kick to Schneider. And then Schneider coming wide. Now this is a big play. Dempster, not the quickest, but he goes.
It's a good play.
With a kick in mid-air. Revolt, well done. Del Santo brings it back to centre half forward. Belted away there by Reed. Schneider loves a goal in a grand final and delivers. And the Saints are back in this match in a big way.
That was really impromptu play by Sean Dempster, I think it was. He kicked the ball off the ground over to Dowson. He would have been 3 on 1.
Matthew Scarlett started
the toe poke. It was under siege in that swarm Collingwood mentality. It was going to be a 3-on-1. If he picked the ball up, he would have been in trouble, but got the ball forward. Del Santo had the courage to bring the ball back in, and as was mentioned, Schneider knows how to kick a goal. He's in pretty good form.
Back in the game, aren't they? They've now 12 inside 50s now, St Kilda, Collingwood's 10, so they're getting the ball into their forward half. Only kicked 3 goals from the 12, but after that blitzkrieg early by Collingwood, St Kilda have now stabilised.
Margin just 6 points then. Brown struck on the shoulders. The ball was coming down. Del Santo in the back. We're too high, the umpire says.
So they have to go in quick.
Clear it out, Lee.
Del Santo. Montagna peels off. Runs to space. It was a little bit casual. The kick inside the forward 50. Milne threw himself at the footy. Rewald tracks it out of bounds, and moments ago, the soft hands of Nick Rewald. Very important, just directing it down to Del Santo. Set of clearances so far. Clearances in general.
The noticeable one there was Collingwood actually haven't had a clearance away from the centre.
Schneider almost. Well done, Pendlebury to Johnson. 10 disposals Hayes, 10 disposals Montagna, 9 disposals Goddard, Del Santo up to 6. The big 4 getting hold of the ball in the second half of the opening quarter.
Just at the moment, Collingwood have only got 56% effectiveness of kicking, which is quite low. So even St Kilda look like they've made a lot of errors, but they're 65%.
Gee, they would have taken this scoreline 10 minutes ago at quarter time. Maybe they can draw level though. Didak had a slight airy. Montagna. Didak very well done to Thomas, who wants the safety of the line.
And just on those statistics, Lee, the other interesting one, Collingwood have 51 kicks, 45 handballs. Last week they were well over the 2-to-1 kick to handball ratio, so probably indicative of the pressure in the game at the moment. More hand passes from the Pies.
So Hayes again the third man up, and Del Santo again getting a clearance. Eddie front spot, Milne, Schneider, it's high, it's a free kick.
Ben Johnson!
That's your mark.
Can he go all the way here? I'm not sure.
He's got 1 for 1. Remember last year, a couple of critical shots in the grand final last year. He couldn't quite nail them. This is certainly his maximum kicking distance, isn't it?
Will he go the mongrel punt tour?
It's his 4th grand final in 6 years. He's played 8 seasons of footy. He's played in 8 final series. It's his 21st final all up. He could say he was born for September. He certainly played a lot of it, but he's kicked a goal in every grand final he's played, including today. And that one, well, he's trying to crib as close as he could. And then Tuvey to ball. Schneider almost got him. Good kick out wide.
Gee, that was impressive by Tuvey.
I say.
He's had 2 magnificent tackles as well. Well done by Goddard, Gilbert, Pendlebury, Tuvey. I feel like we've got a good grand final coming. Thought they were going to reprise the fight in the break. Go back to 1990.
Yes, I don't think. I think we're now in 2010. I don't think there's going to be too much overreaction.
Things happen at quarter time when these 2 teams play each other, as we found out earlier this year. So quarter time in the grand final. Collingwood lead the Saints by 6 points.
This time tomorrow we could be parents.
Starting a family should be a happy time.
Let's take the test now.
But is someone having second thoughts?
What if she's just doing this for me?
What, did you ask her what she felt?
Yeah, I did. But do you have any idea what it's like living in a house packed full of people?
No, do tell.
Packed to the rafters. Tuesday, 8:30.
Toyota Orion, 3 times voted best large car at Australia's Best Cars Awards. 4 times winner Wheels Gold Star Cars Award. And 2 times voted best large car at the Drive Awards. Since launch, Toyota Orion has been voted Australia's best large car more than any other car in its class. Don't take our word for it. Take theirs.
30 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest till 2013. Now at Harvey Norman. Time to freshen up your home, your lifestyle with new season furniture, bedding, Manchester and outdoor furniture with monthly repayments and 30 months interest-free. Spring to it at Harvey Norman now.
The big game is finally on, and with Better Sport you can bet right up to the last siren. Just call us on 13 Better. That's 13 23 82. Go to www.thetote.com.au or drop in your local tote. Better Sport, a better way to bet.
TasPlan is your Tasmanian industry super fund. With over 100,000 members and more than $1 billion in funds under management. TasPlan, Tasmania's largest industry super fund.
Only a gardener knows the satisfaction of watching things grow and the importance of quality compost. For excellent results in your entire garden, always ask for Gardener's Friend Organic Compost at your local nursery or hardware store. A product used all year round.
30 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest till 2013. Now at Harvey Norman. Time to freshen up your home, your lifestyle with new season furniture, bedding, Manchester and outdoor furniture with monthly repayments and 30 months interest-free. Spring to it at Harvey Norman now.
The big game is finally on, and with Better Sport you can bet right up to the last siren. Just call us on 13 Better. That's 13 23 82. Go to www.thetote.com.au or drop in your local tote. Better Sport, a better way to bet.
Much better in slow-mo, in slow-mo,
To smash the Guinness World Record, we need 17 people in one smart car. Can our Aussies squeeze in?
So we got 5 in the boot.
9, 13,
Certainly a transformation coming over the first term of the grand final. Collingwood out by 20 points at one stage. Now it's contracted back to 6. Terrific performance by St Kilda. They got what they needed to do. It didn't seem likely they would do that, but they turned things around midway through that term. Tim Watson is down on the ground, and very shortly he'll be joined by Stephen Silvani. But I would think that Lenny Hayes, with his 10 possessions, has certainly been one of the stars so far in this game for the Saints, and they would be very happy with their midfield. Their midfield has done remarkably well, particularly out of the centre square. Let's go down to Tim Watson now.
Well, Sauce, after a fast start from Collingwood, it's a fairly evenly balanced contest now.
Yeah, well, it was good to get back into it. They probably got us on the spread a little bit. Their ball usage was good, but our indicators are pretty positive, so we're happy with that first quarter.
And your key midfielders are getting plenty of the ball too?
Yeah, they started to get it. Obviously, a couple of their midfielders hurt us early in Swan and Didak. Got a bit of the ball, but we closed them down in the latter part of that quarter.
And you've been able to keep Dawes, Cloak and also Brown quiet?
Yeah, they've done a reasonable job, but obviously it's going to be a pretty important quarter, this second quarter.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
And Richo down there at ground level. I made the point they've done what they needed to do. Collingwood, reputed fast starters, they'd be delighted with the way they came back there.
Yeah, they would. That last 15 minutes, there was some really big contests from some of the lesser-known St Kilda players. The last Schneider goal was set up by two of those guys. Dawson's effort at ground level, and then Dempster's run off half-back and his ability to flick the ball over to Revolt, who got it inboard, and Schneider kicked the goal. Two of the lesser-known players, moments that they'll look into in the grand final.
Looking at the tackling, we came in thinking Collingwood would really put the pressure on with their tackling. They did initially, but somehow St Kilda started to find some space, Richo.
They did. They definitely got the ball through the zone. The ball was in their forward half of the ground a lot more time, and that's what other teams have struggled to do against this Collingwood lineup.
Start of the second quarter, so the Saints coming back strongly. Collingwood lead by a goal at quarter time after they led by 20 points in that opening term. And the transformation after the Thomas goal is quite alarming, isn't it?
It's been huge. They're actually dominating a lot of the key performance indicators. Since that Thomas goal, the inside 50s are 9-2 to St Kilda. Clearances 8-3 to St Kilda. Disposals 73-47 to St Kilda. And most importantly, the score 2 goals, 2-0 points.
Thanks, mate.
And Swan just one disposal since that Thomas fourth goal for Collingwood after a flying start. Ball and Hayes head to head. Because Ball is captain St Kilda. What a rare spot he finds himself in today. Peak. Well done, Tuve. He's having a blinder. Keeps his head over the ball too. And then Goddard holds him up with a great tackle.
Where Peak has to actually hold his feet. When you two people are sort of running for the ball, you've got to be able to hold your line over the ball. But teammate covered for him.
This is also really important. A strong leader of your team in Brendan Goddard, putting a vice-like tackle on a young player in Alan Tuvey.
Gardner wins a half a tap, and then Hayes and Tuvey and Peak.
The other thing that's happening here is St Kilda, actually no, Lee Brown is running back now because Sam Fisher had dropped back as a spare defender. So now we've got even numbers around the contest and either side, forward and back.
Umpire Ryan with the bounce then. Slapped down initially. It's McWalter, all on the wing. McCaffrey left it behind. Well worked Montagna to Blake. Gwilt, like a cat, did brilliantly. Smothered off the boot of Hayes. It ricochets across towards the middle. Dempster, probing kick inside the forward 50. Oh, well done. Nathan Brown just easing back.
Was a good mark, wasn't it? Rewald looked like he was going to push back hard enough. So Brown couldn't mark it.
This is Reid. Always in a marking contest. You've got to pay the quality you're marking against. Well done there by Shaw. Gardner, the big man, was bearing down from one knee. Shaw, Pendlebury, Ball under pressure, did brilliantly. Now Brown looks inside the forward 50. Cloak is favoured by the kick. Dawson, not sure what he was thinking there.
He was thinking body, not ball, wasn't he, Dennis?
Yep.
He was thinking he was looking for Cloak's body when he really had to look at the footy. Played on its merits.
Even then, he wasn't sure.
Always favoured by the kick, I think. Travis Cloak actually takes actually takes more contested marks per game than Nick Revolt the other end. Not highlighting anything in particular, but just the fact that he is a very strong contested mark for the Collingwood Football Club.
This man has his days. Needs to be on. Needs to kick this one. Needs to kick start himself, and he does. Splits the middle.
Doesn't that make a difference when the Collingwood key defender outmarked Nick Riewoldt in a fairly much a 50-50 ball? And then I guess you could say, I think the kick was certainly to Cloak's advantage, but so both defence and forward marked by the Magpies.
I was told once that was the one thing that drives coaches nuts is when defenders outmark forward. Is that right?
Yeah, you always think you should be able to bring it to ground at least.
He's the #1 contested mark in the competition. And there's Travis Cloak. So important kick for him to nail it, and he did. So Collingwood back to 12 points. Gardner in hard on Jolly. Well done by Swan, forward. Got over the top of Gilbert and side bottom, and Gilbert to Hayes, to Gwilt, who's on the back foot he had to be, to Blake. This is the Collingwood pressure.
Leroy, got to roll him, mate. Got to roll him. Landed on his number. Play on.
We've come to see if a team handballs backwards in their defensive 50 against Collingwood, they're in a bit of danger. They get out of this one. Dawson wide, Jones searching, boundary throw in.
Yes, if the handball has to be crisp, doesn't it? As soon as it hangs in the air a little bit, the Collingwood tackler is going to be there the same time as the footy.
So boundary throw in. Two very strong customers. Gardner reaches over the top. Swan looking for side bottom on Tanya. The hand pass stifled there from Hayes. Away comes Swan along the boundary line. Strength again, getting separation.
Great example of Dane Swan's speed there. People aren't giving credit for that, but the acceleration, those first two steps, extraordinary effort.
Thank you, Chris. He's on the mark.
Swan coming off.
It's the powerful thighs, isn't it? The powerful legs that can just get those really quick 2 or 3 steps in.
He started so well, Dane Swan, but just 6 possessions. Leon Davis just the 1 kick so far. So Dawes. We've seen him kick some very good goals this season. That gets him.
I don't know whether we've seen many from the 50-metre marker. They've mostly been from close in, I think.
But they're taking their shots, Collingwood, from 50 today, aren't they? They did that in the opening term with some success. That was interesting because Montagna actually steeled himself to run down Swan, and Swan ran away from him.
He did. Yeah, that's right. If you have a lot of long shots, you're going to kick a lot of long behinds over the whole game. I mean, you're going to kick a few, as Collingwood did early, from out wide and 50-metre line.
So Hayes very much in the back half. Ray, Jolly, Brown belting forward, side bottom, just tried to lay it off. Goddard got him though.
Guys, it's not a free kick. It's not a free kick. No, nothing in it.
I think we'd all say here.
Just seeing Collingwood there getting back right on top, and the back evening up the clearances 4-zip this quarter.
Dal Santo couldn't get the kick away. Side bottom road the tackle. Kicks to centre half forward. Fisher front spot. Belts it away. Dawes and Gwilt and Gilbert. Didn't take it cleanly, Gilbert. Needed to. Beams hooks back. Dempster underneath. And Dempster, like Schneider in his 4th grand final, and they've all been thrillers. Think Sydney 05, West Coast 06, Geelong last year.
That was a nice kick. Revolt, I think, misjudged that one. Got underneath it. Wasn't the kicker's fault. Tuvey feeds it back. Brown running out of space. Coughs it up. Revolt onto the boot. It ricochets off Tuvey. Then Revolt. How do they call it? Out of bounds? No, on the full. Off Revolt.
Ben Johnson, keep coming.
Free kick to be taken by Tuvey.
Moving on, play on.
Just looks back inside the defensive 50. Comes to Shaw. He's been lively. Always is. Backs his kick. Comes to Jolly.
Good work rate from Jolly. They're actually shoulder to shoulder there, Gardner and Jolly, but Gardner worked him off.
Harry O'Brien kicks it up towards the wing. In better position, going back with the flat of its side bottom, reaching in. Graham got a fist, knocked it out of bounds. And immediately side bottom steps off the ground.
Mate, you're right.
I just think you Sam Gilbert back in the secure defence. He got really defensive forward was put on him in the latter part of the year. He just looks like he hasn't got the composure he had early.
So Graham did really well a moment ago against side bottom. Blair, well done, kicked a goal in the opening term. Back to Shaw. Started brilliantly, Shaw. Kicks down the line.
Chris Dawes being held. Just here.
So Dawes.
It's the first part of the first quarter revisited, isn't it, at the moment?
Kick to a 50-50. Hayes did well to make a contest. Ray's got to be careful here. The ball has to come out.
Oh, it came out. Keep going.
I think we'd hoped that it would be a ball up. I think as the season's gone on, the umpires have been more lenient or less strict on actually paying those bottom of the pack holding the balls. Good thing.
Thomas, Pendlebury, McWalter did well, and then Peake. Still not with the ball. I thought that might have been in the back to Davis. McWalter working hard. Peake trying to get through. Still with the ball.
How many people touch the footy? I reckon there's 10 players touch the footy in that last 5 minutes of play. Tackling pressure from both sides is fantastic. 21 Collingwood, 24 St Kilda. Actual tackling numbers.
That was pretty by Goddard too. Stayed out of the back of Davis. There's the bounce. No, the ruckman touched the footy. Hayes appear to be held. Getting back is Ray, upended, but not before he got a hand pass to Gilbert. Graham, Goddard drives towards the outer side. Johnson, though, the defender, leads in the race. Bounces terribly, goes back to Milne, across to Revolt, centering kick. Graham will run onto it. No! Harry O'Brien had other ideas. Put out the hand and reeled it in. Terrific effort. He was body to body, and that kick seemed destined for the man behind him. Not so. Reid comes out to Brown. What a valuable player he's been. 3 clubs for Lee Brown. Fremantle, North Melbourne, now Collingwood, just like Jolly. 3 clubs, Melbourne, Sydney, and now Collingwood. And what a valuable tandem they are. There's Eddie Maguire.
Oh, how he'd love that premiership if he could get one.
Have a look at this. It's fantastic. Snyder was trying just to block him to allow Graham to mark, and he beat 2 of them in O'Brien. Fantastic.
Jolly went to ground. Gardner kept his feet. Dos Santo wanted the high tackle. Well done, Ray, against Thomas. Back to Didac. Brilliant. To Beams. Clever. To Didac. Well taken down by Dawson. It was fair.
It was. Get it down quick. Get it and throw it up.
Great contest there. It's in a really contested situation with Collingwood being able to get the ball outside of the contest. But Zach Dawson held it up a treat.
So the bump is alive and well at times. Here's Maxwell accelerating to Pendlebury. Splitting them open to side bottom. And then side bottom leans back. It's a long, strong kick. Close. Well, I think it might have been going through. It's a behind in the end, and Maxwell has to pick himself up.
Tough decision to make that one for Cloak. Maxwell shrugs off the trainers. Meantime, on the outer side, Peake, it's end-to-end stuff now. Margin, though, 13 points. It was just 6 at quarter time. Ray to the run of Gilbert through midfield. Penetrating kick inside the forward 50. Unsighted, this man so far, but Kazetsky takes a tumbling mark right on the numbers. Behind play, Revolt goes down, nothing to that. So Kazetsky coming up for just his 2nd kick.
Either side, they can get the ball out in space and move it quickly, gives their side the opportunity for a one-on-one contest, which was Gilbert on that occasion delivering the ball to Kazetsky. He had the opportunity because it came to his side in a one-on-one situation.
Justin Kazetsky then. Steps to the 50 or just outside. Kick is on the way. Gee, that's good contact. It's a goal. The much maligned Kazetsky. Tough to say. Not easy to kick a goal from there either. Gets the goal.
It was fantastic courage by Dawson up the other end. Yep. He actually was prepared to leave Cloak. And if he hadn't, if it had been a step later, Didac would have hand pass over the top. Cloak might have ran into the goal, but he did. That sort of created the turnover. He needs the ball out in front because he's a big man, but the low chest marks looks like his most likely marking method.
Fantastic long goal by Cozzy. He's very reliable from that distance. In the start of this quarter, the Saints have been able to get the game on their terms. They've had numbers back behind the stoppages, and that allowed them to get over lap run all the way down the other end to that Cozzy mark.
So Blake again doing the ruck work. Interesting, the goal kickers for the Saints, the big four that have been their goal kickers all year. I'm talking about Revolt, Kazitsky, Milne and Schneider.
Yeah.
Collingwood have greater spread of goal kickers over the year, but every time St Kilda's won the game, they've relied heavily on those four, so they're all on the scoreboard at this stage.
So Blake, and he used to be a good ruckman in the old day. Well, I want to say a good ruckman, a good second man, and he's having to do that today. Swan just dumps Ray with a terrific tackle.
And St Kilda will play again the spare man back behind this stoppage. This is a fantastic tackle, which is making it hard for Collingwood to get shots from the centre of their forward 50 arc. And both sides are actually defending deep and central really well.
Brown won the tap. Davis clever. Gets it forward. Fisher off the mark. So spreads it to Gwilt. And there's a lot more composure about the Saints right now. They were shaken up early, weren't they?
Yep, on the ropes. Gwilt drives it down towards half forward. Goddard was up, had it fisted away. McWalter slides it back under pressure. Eddie goes to Revolt, falling to the ground. Gilbert trying to force a passage. Brown got him. Have to get a whistle here.
It's a great tackle there by Brown on Gilbert. Just pinned the arm and forced the spill of the ball. Just see it here.
See Travis Cloak too having a pit stop there.
And kept out of his back. That's the critical thing as well, not to give away the free for falling on his back.
Brown and Blake. Goddard goes up unattended then as the third man. Thomas, who started so well. And Tanya in his hip pocket, and the ball goes out of bounds. Midway through this second term. Rick Banner.
About that midpoint of the first term, Tom, it seems like you've got as many St Kilda jumpers around the footy. Collingwood normally dominate that 5 metres around the footy. St Kilda doing that pretty well now. Back in the game.
Towards the wing. I think Eric Banner used to do impersonations of Bruce and myself. I bet he's forgotten that now. On the outer side, the hurried kick from Fisher.
Get the tape out, Dan. I want to have another look. I want to feel good for a moment. Here's Goddard in hard. Well done, though, by McCaffrey. It's one of those we used to know him win, eh?
That's right. Bruce who? Dennis who?
Goddard's had a terrific opening half. I thought he was vital in that first quarter when they were getting flogged. So Blake, just a little tap towards Montagna and Del Santo.
Actually, they made the big decision, didn't they, before the game, St Kilda, to leave out that second ruckman to give them a little bit more mobility and flexibility within their whole 22. I think that's helping them. I think that's just giving them that extra player.
So Goddard's handball under pressure. Thomas belting forward. Didak and Dempster. Didak, good hands again. Pendlebury so clever to Wellingham. And then Wellington to fall forward. Gilbert couldn't quite mark it. Side bottom. McCaffrey, Fisher. The Saints will want a stoppage, and they get it.
This is the part of the ground that St Kilda are protecting really well. Collingwood are getting there, but this central part of the arc, that's where it's the most easiest to score from.
25 metres out, directly in front. Dangerous situation, though, for the Saints. Brown goes up, tries to hook it down. Ray spills to Pendlebury. Del Santo tackled by Ball. Thomas dragged down there, but not before it spilled across to Tuvey. And Tuvey just misses.
Gee, he's confident, Tuvey. He's doing party tricks.
Yeah, well. He's played every game this season. Obviously, Michael Malthouse regards him very highly. Acquired in the 05 rookie draft from Claremont. His career high 22 possessions. He's having a good day based on those figures today. McWalter takes the mark, wants to go immediately. Little chip, short one. Finds Farron Ray, feeds it across towards Eddie. He's in trouble, taken down from behind. McCaffrey goal.
Oh, and the kick away, 50-metre penalty. As soon as you actually don't pick the first option against the Collingwood forward line, they're going to get you if you come back.
And the handball,
see this, didn't go, came back, tackled from behind.
Also, I was going to say, Lee, the handball set him behind. He had to take a half step back, which had to make him re-evaluate which way he was going to go.
But even a worse error was the kick away
straight away.
Farron Ray. I mean, that's made a possible goal into a certain goal.
McCaffrey, another one of those players you get the feeling Michael Malthouse really likes. And he comes, kicks the goal. And suddenly they skip away again. Margin out to 14.
Well, it's going to test your reflexes this game, isn't it? Because the tackling pressure is so intense. There's just so many bodies around the footy. That's the players are just a massive bodies, a bit like the old Little League games, are just following the footy. So if you get the ball in your hands, there was that many bodies that you have to negotiate.
Here's the free kick here. The handball from Farnborough was just slightly behind Eddie, which made him change his mind and get tackled, obviously, with the ball. And there it is.
What Farnborough thought he was doing.
Just a bad error. 50 metres.
So Collingwood, a couple of goals in front again. Swan belting forward to about 20 metres. Gilbert got a fist away. Gwilt under pressure, doesn't really get it out of the danger zone. Willingham, brilliant back turn. Good tackle, Jones. Graham outnumbered, but he kept his call. And then Gilbert came through. Kick to Eddie. So Eddie, very much a defensive player. Not a good handball. And again, the Saints getting caught up here. And unfortunately, Eddie was stiff the other time because it was a poor handball to him, but that time that was a terrible handball by him to Mike
have confidence in your forwards and be prepared to go to them. You don't have to hand pass. If the St Kilda get the ball moving by foot, they've got equal numbers forward of the ball.
Swan again. So a second clearance in a minute, and again he puts it well inside the 50. Dawes with strength gets rid of Gwilt. Dawson did very well to Fisher, who had to sidestep. He wants Dal Santo. Dal Santo doesn't take the mark, and now he's got a problem.
Oh, gee.
Well, he tried to mark the football. He tried to mark the football. He tried to mark the football. Didn't drag it in.
Well, there you go. There's the bounce just outside the 50. Gardner, Hayes collides with Blair. Blair goes after that footy, wins it 55 metres out, hooks it around the corner. Body to body down there. Working in front was Beams. Close to the boundary line, Didak. Kept it in, but only for Graham. Oh, terrific. And he landed rather awkwardly, or stepped rather awkwardly, Revolt. Seems to be fine. Gets to his feet, charges away. Slips it to Hayes. Hayes to Revolt. Kicks with the left boot. Peake comes up from behind. His man fell over, that was sure, and he did very well, Peake, to claim it on the second try.
Move it on.
So Peake, 60 metres out, on the line of the square, gets onto this one, right to the goal face, punched away from behind by Maxwell, roving the pack, side bottom. He's been very good.
Kicks it well outside the 50, free kick against Goddard.
Gee, they got back well then, Collingwood. Peake marked the ball, but there was still more Collingwood jumpers in their defensive 50. Made him kick long.
And one of the reasons, Lee, was that Revolt had to take the mark at half-back and couldn't get back to the goal square. Their number one weapon wasn't there where they would love him to be. 0 for 2 of them.
And on that one when Peake had the shot for goal, he actually had Brendan Goddard almost on the set play wheeling around, who probably would have gone the distance from 55.
You probably almost got to look to someone on the 45 metres on a bit of an angle just to actually get a set shot within distance.
So Gardner Jolly, side bottom, held up by Hayes. And Jolly searching for it. Well done, Jolly. And then Shaw squeezes forward. Good hip and shoulder by Dawson. So Dempster, Gilbert, a natural left footer. Dangerous kick. Goddard made a contest, but Collingwood get the ball. And then Johnson to Wellingham. Is that 50?
Beams.
1 metre back.
So Willingham doesn't go very far back and then floats it to the goals. Cloak's outnumbered.
Been a real positive for St Kilda. I reckon the St Kilda key defenders in Fisher, Gilbert and Dawson are all standing up in the one-on-one contest. Turnovers hurting them at the moment, bringing the ball back into very dangerous parts of the ground.
Feel like they're just hanging on again now, the Saints, don't you?
Not sure what distracted Wellingham there. He wasn't paying attention. Beams was about 30 metres in the clear. 30 metres out from goal. Wilt to himself, drives to the outer side. Up goes Reid, much improved player, almost the mark to O'Brien. Came hard, Thomas, clever, not once but twice. Sorry, Bruce. Hand passes to O'Brien, comes back towards Reid. Reid's kick was smothered, close to the boundary line, spills to Thomas. Thomas goes along the boundary and finds Dawes.
one of those days. There's just so many bodies around the stoppages. It's a kick forward day. You don't have to over-create and create the turnover. There's equal numbers forward of the footy. Don't be afraid just to kick it out of the congestion 40 metres your way. It's one of those games today.
When you shake it out, a lot of finals are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
A lot of stuff goes out the window. Easy to play the game on the whiteboard. Bit more difficult out in the middle. Doors across the face of goal. Gardner goes up and concedes another. They forced or rushed a few. 42 plays 26. Collingwood on top, approaching half-time in the grand final.
And just to build on that point, Lee, I think the third man up and those ones where you can actually get the ball out of the congested situations, some flow on becomes really important, just like a kick out of a stoppage.
So Del Santo short. Again, Collingwood taking their shots from the 50 as they did there. The points are adding up. They're 6-6 now. They were 5-2 earlier.
But they're all from difficult situations. St Kilda are really controlling their point-blank area.
So Kazitsky got into Reed's back a bit. Brown took a good mark. Back to the other Brown. This is Nathan. High left footer to full forward. Pendlebury read it very well. Davis toe pokes it out. Side bottom brought down by Del Santo. Or was a ball brought down?
Thanks, guys. Let him up.
What Collingwood need here is whether it's a third man up or someone to actually break it away, get a bit of a burst, a bit of a blitz out of the forward stoppage.
So some work being done there. Saints need that next goal. Del Santo a clearance. The sun's shining its brightest right now. One captain beats the other for that ball. Maxwell long and hard to fall forward, and then Fisher, the third man up, Dawes anchored a little.
What is interesting, when they've been under pressure, the St Kilda big defenders, they've actually been third man up and punching. Sometimes you've got to be third man up. If you've got the hands at the footy market, then all of a sudden the pressure is making them spoil in those situations.
Gardner falls down. Jolly goes over the top. Brown deep in the pocket. Gets boot to ball. Going back. Dempster, is that holding it? He had it a long time. Peake did well. Gave it to Goddard. Clears the zone. Johnson knocks it down. Harry lines up. Harry O'Brien heads for goal. And he's got it. The Colt figure stretches the lead.
That was a little bit of the right play at the right time. He got drawn upfield out of halfback O'Brien, but we know there he tends to be Collingwood's long-range kicker. If the Collingwood players can give him the ball around the 50-metre mark, he can kick long and straight. And gee, there is just so much, so hard to get an effective disposal because of the pressure. Time and space. He can do that.
Just a quick here from Goddard. Obviously, you want the ball onto the boundary side, but it is a weight of numbers. That's 18-3 inside 50s now this quarter for Collingwood for 3 goals to 1. So the pressure's really starting to mount on St Kilda.
It's the big margin in the match. We're 22 points. Swan a third clearance in about 10 minutes. Blake did pretty well. Jones soccers off the ground. Blair and Gilbert. Blair still fighting hard. Peake's toe poke, maybe to Collingwood's advantage. Pendlebury, Montagna, down low ball, forcing forward. He plays the percentages ball, doesn't he? That's a good result.
And just on that inside 50 step, it's uncharted territory for St Kilda to concede so many in a quarter. As we said, up to 18. They only average about 11 a quarter, the stingiest in the league. Really under the pump at the moment.
Well, you feel the moments arrive for St Kilda. If they want to be right in this grand final, they need a strong finish to this first half. Didak, Blair. Well done, Del Santo to Hayes. Then Hayes in a kick and hope into the centre. Little push, well done, Schneider. Then Schneider to Kazitsky. Now there's an open forward line. There's no one in front of him. Revolt is charging back. And Graham as well. He goes to Revolt, but he went the wrong way for a moment, Nick. Then Fisher, he knew the tackle was coming. Revolt roving it for a moment. Back to Blake. Blake can't get a handle. Davis gets rid of him, and Bale, they struggle again. Two blokes that played in grand finals and didn't get a kick together. Davis in 02 and Blake last year.
You're hardly a promoter, Bruce.
Sorry about that. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Wellingham's gone off the ground. He's been doing a good job on Lenny Hayes, so he's got a bit of a breather now, Hayes.
Out of bounds.
One of the many things that Collingwood have done really well is every time Nick Riewoldt's gone towards the ball in the contest, whether it's on the ground or in the air, they've taken him to ground and really put some physical pressure on him.
And I think the ball got to you because Hayes was just prepared to kick it forward off halfback.
Leon Davis takes his seat. Not having a good day. Jolly. Hayes knocked away by Pendlebury. What a game he's played. So too this man. Swan storms away. Side bottom has been very good. Leads back in the race. Went to ground. Who's got the recovery? Side bottom. Dawson arrives like the cavalry. Still side bottom battles after the football. Oh, well done. Side bottom. As the name suggests, nothing is straightforward.
What a great contest this is. It's a really good battle. Both players hit the deck. They both bounce up. Zach Dawson, the third play, and that is what grand finals is all about.
Terrific stuff. McCaffer couldn't quite.
Come on, knock it out.
I reckon Stevie Baker thought then, Ross Lyons picked me, I've got to do something.
Well, I reckon when he fell over, he thought, oh, I'm gone now. But he got up quick enough to still prevent a side bottom getting from goal side.
So Pendlebury keeping Riewoldt away from the contest. Blake, Montagna. It'll bounce just in.
Cue me, Bruce.
Centimetre perfect.
Hang on, Bruce.
Sorry, that's your line. Just how do you actually say it? Say it one more time for me.
Special.
So Jolly. Riewoldt doing a bit of ruck work and winning it. Montagna couldn't get the kick. Blair's a hard man to bring down. Graham held up by Johnson and Didak. And then Riewoldt lets it fall out of his hands. I feel like Riewoldt decided, OK, we've got to stop them kicking another goal. I'm going to go down and impose.
That's all he's going to do, because if St Kilda get it forward from here, Collingwood have just got the extra brick wall across halfback.
Margin 22 points. Blake grabbed by Ball. As it turns out, he took it out of the ruck, so Ball gets the free kick. The two mates. Riewoldt standing the mark. Ball kicking inside the forward 50 cloak. Juggles it. 25 metres out, directly in front. And this could be a knee trembler.
You wonder how that matchup can be. He was against Peake. I mean, he's always going to outreach Peake. Just somehow or other, Peake was covering for his Collingwood defensive opponent, but he's not going to be able to stop Cloak overhead.
How big is this kick? Travis Cloak. They're all big, but gee, the margin currently at 22 points. The game's largest lead. This to put it out to 28, less than a minute out from half-time. Travis Cloak kicks. Oh dear.
Well, it's a big talking point. It always is. There was one moment where the pick wasn't tall enough, was he? with Cloak, he was completely outsized, wasn't he?
It was a big shot, wasn't it? 20 metres out straight in front for a 28-point lead.
And you think of Cam Mooney and other blokes. I mean, there's been a lot of those in big grand finals, but Collingwood at the moment with a pretty healthy lead. Maxwell belting back. St Kilda certainly on the back foot, retreating for the moment, just hanging on. Eddie kicks it as hard as he can to a contest. Milnes had little impact, kicked an early goal. Ball did brilliantly to Maxwell. And then Maxwell floats it back into those tall forwards. Dawes split the pack. Cloak. Well, oh no. It's the nightmare, isn't it? They're in front, they've got a good lead.
Yeah, they're just dominating, aren't they, Collingwood? I mean, again, it was a 3 St Kilda defenders against 2 Collingwood forwards, but the third player is not impacting the game. They might be spoiling, but they're just not able to use that number to give the extra rebound.
Well, we've seen it before. I mean, there are days when you figure Travis Cloak could get a lucrative contract for saying he doesn't kick with a particular boot. There's the siren for half-time, as if on cue. Baker finishes with the football. Collingwood finished with the lead. They're out by 24. It should have been much bigger. St Kilda stormed back in the second half of the first term, but that term belonged to Collingwood. That man yet to fire. Quarter time then the margin was 6 points. It's now 24 points. Collingwood trying to make history, trying to win their first premiership since 1990. 7-8-50 to 4-2-26 in the grand final.
Gear up.
Here I come.
It's drive time. Tonight at 7.
Who do you think you are? I'm a very famous race car. Oh, man. The world's most turbocharged movie with Owen Wilson, Paul Newman and Michael Keaton.
I can't believe this.
Disney's Cars.
The big game is finally on, and with Better Sport, you can bet right up to the last siren. Just call us on 13 Better. That's 13 23 82. Go to www.thetote.com.au or drop in your local tote. Better Sport, a better way to bet.
When you need the best, forget the rest.
Gotta get your shed from Rand.
Buy a quality Rand-built shed before October 31st for the value of $9,900 including GST or more. And we'll throw in a ripper 900 series beef feeder basket.
That's my man.
Hi, did you know you can order a free quit pack by SMS? So if you're thinking of quitting, just text your name and address to 0408 264 664. It's that easy.
30 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest till March 2013. Ends this weekend at Harvey Norman. Hurry, don't miss this amazing offer. Great value furniture, bedding, outdoor, electrical, computers, carpets and flooring. All on no deposit, no interest with monthly repayments for 30 months. For your home, for your lifestyle. Get what you want now with Harvey Norman's store-wide offer. 30 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest with monthly repayments till 2013. Ends this weekend at Harvey Norman. Don't miss out.
Go, Harvey, go.
The Volkswagen Free On Road sale is on now. Save big with free rego and stamp duty on new Beetle and the entire Golf range. Yes, free on roads on new Beetle. Get your hands on the last available new Beetles in Australia. Or save on the entire Golf range including Golf Hatch, GTI, GTD and Wagon. With free on roads, there's never been a better time to drive away in a Beetle or any of the Golf range. Stocks are limited. Hurry into Jackson Volkswagen today before you miss out.
Much better in slow-mo, in slow-mo,
The big game is finally on, and with Better Sport, you can bet right up to the last siren. Just call us on 13 Better. That's 13 23 82. Go to www.thetote.com.au or drop in your local tote. Better Sport, a better way to bet.
This time tomorrow we could be parents. Starting a family should be a happy time.
Let's take the test now.
But is someone having second thoughts?
What if she's just doing this for me?
What, did you ask her what she felt?
Yeah, I did. But do you have any idea what it's like living in a house packed full of people?
No, do tell.
Packed to the rafters. Tuesday, 8:30.
That was a moment, wasn't it? The Harry O'Brien goal. They had 9 scoring shots to 1 in that quarter, Collingwood, and the one was Kosicki outside 50, banging a long goal. At half-time, it's a very big lead, isn't it? It could have been more. It's 7 goals 8 to 2 goals 6. And with Lee Matthews, Tom Harley, and Brad Johnson at the long break for the half-time show on grand final day. Brad, I might start with you. Nick Maxwell and his impact, the Collingwood captain in the back half for them.
Yeah, he's had a super game up to half-time. The St Kilda side are actually
actually trying to get an extra number to him just to try and stop his impact, but he's just been too smart, and he's probably had half a dozen to nearly 10 scores already in the game.
Yeah, he's been really valuable, and you just see him running away from Nick Revolt there, but providing, I think we called it, that visual pressure, not necessarily electing to mark the ball all that often today, but just get the ball out into space. He's playing a really important game and setting up the defensive structures.
He's been much more effective for Collingwood as that attacking defender than anyone St Kilda can find at this point.
Another player that's coming out of the first half is Dale Thomas. He's kicked an important goal, and he's had an impact.
He sure has had an impact. He was the spark early. He was the one who got him up and going, and he lined up for a big torpedo and floated it through. It's going to be your day when those things happen.
I think he's the player who, Collingwood, what they've done so well this year is link their defence into attack, and he's that player who can carry the ball and run the lines, set up well in the back half early for Collingwood, and he uses the ball so well. I think there have been comparisons to Chris Main-Waring, I think, at one stage, and he's playing that sort of role for Collingwood today.
So we'll have a look at the match stats to half-time. The Saints with so much to do in the second half to get themselves back in the game.
I see that the critical one is those inside 50s. Like Collingwood had 21 inside 50s that quarter, partly because they seem to be, St Kilda want to play the extra man in the back 50. That's making hard for Collingwood to score from the centre corridor, but Collingwood are just winning all the ball around the stoppages because of that extra number, and the ball is being played. The game is being played in Collingwood's forward half.
And you look at the tackles there, 53 to 49. Earlier in the year, Nathan Buckley said in a big game they need 90+ tackles.
Yeah.
Well, they're well on the way, and that's what's helping them control the contest at the moment.
The other thing I think Collingwood are doing exceptionally well is the game is being played in a contested situation, but they've been able to get it out, whether it be by a knock-on or a third man up in a contest or a play like that. They've been able to break the lines with the players like Didac and Thomas and those sorts of players to get the ball out into space.
It's a good lead. Normally you lead and win grand finals if you're in front at half-time, but the Saints showed in the first quarter, didn't they, that if they could get the game on their terms, that they could still have an impact here today.
Well, really, when you talk about, I guess, the 4 half quarters, Collingwood had dominated 3 of the half quarters. St Kilda were right late in the first quarter, but really, Collingwood are just winning everywhere.
They'll be relying on last week. Their third quarter, the Saints was fantastic, so they'll be using that as their motivation in the rooms at the moment.
Just a question to Brad. Travis Cloak had the yips going into the half-time break there. He must be feeling the pressure. It's an easy set shot, then the running goal. As skipper, Nick Maxwell, how do you approach that at half-time?
Oh, look, you just tell him to keep going. He's attacking the ball. He's attacking everything really, really well. He just needs to nail those. His first goal was a ripper, so use that as your boost to push forward on it.
So Collingwood by 3 goals, 6 or 4 goals in front at half-time in the grand final. Back to the MCG in just a moment.
Predict who'll be awarded the AFL's prestigious Norm Smith medal and go into the draw to win a Toyota Orion. Featuring a 200 kilowatt 3.5 litre V6 engine and 6-speed sequential shift transmission, the Toyota Orion has earned more awards since launch than any other car in its class. SMS your name, state and the name of the player you think will win the Norm Smith medal to 19774 for your chance to win a Toyota Orion ZR6, valued at over $47,000. Toyota Footy. Oh, what a feeling.
You nailed it. It was amazing.
But to become stars needs something more, like losing the attitude.
You know what I'm talking about.
How about that thing?
Get a razor so we can shave that.
How will they go performing U2, Pink, Beyonce, and Justin Bieber Sunday, live on the X Factor Finals?
I wish to apologise to my club, teammates and supporters. I have now seen the error in my ways. Now I know to be picking up the right winners, I need to get on the net to score the best odds.
Go to bet247.com.au this September for great odds, weekly specials on the footy finals, and the chance to win $5,000 cash to throw yourself the ultimate grand final party.
Bet247, the sport of winning.
Harvey Norman's 4-day Coffee Expo. All the big brands, all the big bonuses. Bonus 16-piece cup and saucer set with any coffee machine above $250. Bonus 3 months of coffee beans with machines over $500. Many more bonuses in store. Expo ends this weekend. Hurry!
You're out for the night, but you're driving. So you take it easy. Maybe have a glass of water and a bite to eat. One more drink and you're out of there. But if you have to ask yourself whether you're okay to drive, you're already playing a dangerous game.
The Volkswagen Free On Road sale is on now. Save big with free rego and stamp duty on new Beetle and the entire Golf range. Yes, free on roads on new Beetle. Get your hands on the last available new Beetles in Australia. Or save on the entire Golf range including Golf Hatch, GTI, GTD and Wagon. With free on roads, there's never been a better time to drive away in a Beetle or any of the Golf range. Stocks are limited. Hurry into Jackson Volkswagen today before you miss out.
Everything about Bunnings is that warehouse atmosphere. For that reason, we deliver the lowest prices and the best range. We've got the space to do it.
Pack of 5 halogen globes, $11. A Zito cordless drill, $99. Euro Reed fencing screen, $19.99. Arlic portable floodlight, $9.90. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
We're a warehouse. We can deliver high volume at the lowest price.
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Why should people bank at the Bendigo? Well, at Bendigo Bank, we concentrate on you. With great products and service to a T.
So very much, so much in fact, I gotta wake you up. It's not that I have words to speak.
And when you bank at the Bendigo, everyone in the community can see the benefits. At the Bendigo, it starts with you.
Harvey Norman's 4-day Coffee Expo. All the big brands, all the big bonuses. Bonus 16-piece cup and saucer set with any coffee machine above $250. Bonus 3 months of coffee beans with machines over $500. Many more bonuses in store. Expo ends this weekend. Hurry!
Go! This lady is smuggling so many drugs.
The X-ray can't see it, so brand new and advanced. How will Border figure it out?
Wednesday, 7:30.
Look at those Collingwood fans in the background there, rejoicing, celebrating. They've got a good lead. Single goal scorers, and that's the Collingwood way, isn't it? They spread it around, and so much reliance on those 4 for the Saints, Revolt, Kosicki, Milne and Schneider. Speaking of Nick Revolt, we've been running the best mark of all time competition, and Nick Revolt, for that courageous mark of the SCG, comes out on top, and Tim Strachan gets the $20,000 for selecting Nick Revolt. So the situation at half-time, so much for the Saints to do. Time now for the Gillette Fusion AFL Grand Final Sprint, and a Peter Donegan's your caller.
The Gillette Grand Final Sprint is brought to you by Gillette Fusion. Proven performance even on sensitive skin.
So we're ready to find out who the fastest man is on Grand Final Day of 2010, the Gillette Fusion AFL Grand Final Sprint. And let's take a look at the start list for the final. Jack Redden of Brisbane out of lane 1. Richard Douglas, Adelaide, lane 2. Tim Golds from GWS is in lane 3. From St Kilda, representing the red, white and black, Luke Miles. Daniel Menzel from Geelong. Lewis Jetta from Sydney. Trent McKenzie from the Gold Coast, Ben Nason from Richmond, and Garrick Ibbotson is the man representing Fremantle. And here are the runners. Jack Redden, 19 years of age, originally from Glenelg in South Australia. Richard Douglas, the oldest man in the field, from Adelaide at 23. What a moment for the 17-year-old from GWS, Tim Golds, out there with some of the stars. Luke Miles from St Kilda, very impressive in the heat. Daniel Menzel from Geelong. Lewis Jetta had plenty in reserve in his heat. Trent McKenzie from the Gold Coast. Ben Nason, you won't miss the flowing locks, and you won't miss the wheels of Garrick Ibbotson with the fluorescent orange runners. Who's going to fly on Grand Final Day 2010? We're just about ready for a start in the Gillette Fusion AFL Grand Final Sprint. Away they go. Good start from Ibbotson on the far side. Jetta going quickly early, and here comes Miles, and young Golds through in the centre. Jetta just in front. Miles has got him. Golds coming at them. Miles has the lead. Victory for St Kilda again. Back to back they go. Luke Miles wins from Tim Golds and Lewis Jetta in the grand final sprint of 2010. So, a bit of joy for the red, white and black with Luke Miles, the 23-year-old, originally from Swan Districts in Western Australia. Former rookie-listed player. Lewis Jetta got the great start, but it was here that Miles began overhauling him. And what about the 17-year-old Tim Golds making a real race of it from Trent McKenzie? But with the throw, in the end, convincingly, it was Luke Miles of St Kilda the winner, Tim Golds of GWS second, and Lewis Jetta from Sydney has finished in third spot. Congratulations to the winner. Luke Miles is the fastest man on the MCG on Grand Final Day 2010, thanks to Gillette Fusion.
So the Saints getting home there. I wonder if they could make a run in the second half. So Luke Miles getting the money there in the Gillette Fusion sprint. Well, this grand final for the first time being televised in 3D. Let's go back to Simon Marshall at the Panasonic site.
Yeah, looking forward to the second half, and look who's in the house at the Panasonic 3D, better than live site. Lukey Hod.
Yeah, Simon, it's great to be here. The pitch has been sensational, and it actually brings you back to the 2008 days.
You look good in the eyewear, mate, but so clear. It's not blurred. It's fantastic. You're right in amongst it.
Exactly right. It actually feels like you're at the game. So as you see, the people behind us are having a great time. It's good to be.
Climmy's here, Brent Ware, Robbo's here. All the boys are here. Look forward to the second half.
Go Saints!
Imagine being given a hug if you'd never had one before. Told someone loves you if you'd never heard it before.
Haven't had a hug in a while.
Will you give me one?
Yeah.
Beautiful. The amazing program that's turning their lives around. A special Sunday night at 6:30.
The overtaking power of not one, but two motors combined gives you electrifying acceleration when you need it most, while the most intelligent handling system in its class delivers dynamic performance in even the most challenging conditions. Hybrid Camry. Until you drive it, you won't know what the future holds.
Goodies Food Market is great wholesale prices direct to you. Miracle margarine 1 kilo 3 for $5.50. Bulk rum $4.99 per kilo. IXL tomato sauce 4 litres $6.75. Get into Goodies, Gormanston Road, Moona.
Only a gardener knows the satisfaction of watching things grow and the importance of quality compost. For excellent results in your entire garden, always ask for Gardener's Friend Organic Compost at your local nursery or hardware store, a product used all year round.
You can't turn back time. Take the essential first step before you dig. Go online anytime. And dial before you dig.
TasPlan is your Tasmanian industry super fund. With over 100,000 members and more than $1 billion in funds under management. TasPlan, Tasmania's largest industry super fund.
Hi, did you know you can order a free quit pack by SMS? So if you're thinking of quitting, just text your name and address to 0408 264 664. It's that easy.
Goodies Food Market is great wholesale prices direct to you. Miracle margarine 1 kilo 3 for $5.50. Bulk rum $4.99 per kilo. IXL tomato sauce 4 litres $6.75. Get into Goodies, Gormanston Road, Moona.
I will sit and watch and see what will come.
So Collingwood back after half-time, and certainly in the second term controlling the game. They lead by 24 points. It's 7-8 to 4-2 after they led by 6 at quarter time, 4-2 to 3-2. And now the Saints with a lot of work to do. Second quarter no good for them. The best time in this game was about the 15 minutes before quarter time when they were down but fought back to get within a goal after trailing by 22 points. Down on the boundary now, Tim Watson and Matthew Richardson. Tim, any news on Alan Didak? He finished out the term okay, but he had a heavy collision with Zach Dawson.
He did, Dennis, and he really got shaken up there at one stage during that second quarter. I want to show you some vision. Here it is. He goes for the ball here, just one hand reaches out. He gets cleaned up by Dawson, and then they sense they've got a wounded Pye under there, and the St Kilda players piled in on top of him. After that, he was very quiet in that second quarter. Didak only had about one touch in that second quarter. Also, Wellingham went off the ground with a bit of an injury. He's come back on, but he was important in that second quarter because he was keeping Hayes in check.
Okay, Richo, the Saints appear to be in desperate trouble. Travis Cloak kicked straight to end that term, and the game is almost gone. What can they do, this group, to get back into it?
Well, they had a loose man back most of that quarter. They allowed Collingwood to outnumber them around the ball. While it worked as in Collingwood didn't blow them away, they couldn't score themselves. So they need to go more traditional, one-on-one around the ground and see if they can score some goals, because at the moment the loose man back's restricting scoring, but they can't score themselves.
That really has been a hallmark of their football, particularly against top sides. Rarely do they break the shackles, and some of those shackles are self-imposed for the Saints. Just 4 goals to half-time in a grand final. And still nothing has changed, Tom Harley. This man holds the key.
He's just starved of opportunities at the moment. It's 4 inside 50s in a quarter. It's just not going to cut it. The one goal they did kick was Justin Kaczynski, and it wasn't even an inside 50 in itself. It was from outside. So the side, I mean, it goes without saying, the side that can play the ball in their front half for longer periods of time generally wins the game, and we know that's been Collingwood's strength all year.
Dale Thomas having a very good game, 14 possessions. Dane Swan has got 13. Lenny Hayes 15, but 10 of those in the opening term. Montagna 14. Goddard leads all comers with 16.
Sam Gilbert's actually gone forward for the Saints, so there's a bit of a wild card already from Ross Lyon.
Well, Saints, as we say, needing the opening goal right here, otherwise they're in desperate trouble. Going after the ball, Pendlebury, bit of a fumble, taken to ground, jarred out of there, taken by Jones, smothered by Ball, flies high in the air, not a mark obviously. Goddard took it, they took him off the ball. Pendlebury held down by Mill, Montagna and Thomas. In goes Johnson. Meantime, umpire tosses the footy up, thumped forward by Kaczynski inside the forward 50, going back. Maxwell did brilliantly, controlled it to his own advantage, then got a lucky bounce at least initially, tracking it back outside the forward 50 for the Saints. Jones goes to Fisher, high ball, Maxwell comes hard, double fists it down in front, Ray tackle from behind, slung by Swan. After the football goes Ball, Pendlebury took a while, went to the voice supplied by Swan, can't get through there, took Hayes on, heard the umpire say that, no doubting it. Hayes gets the free kick.
Just see a bit of fisticuffs before the just after the first bounce, but I reckon Sam Gilbert going forward, he is a good aerialist, but what he will bring is forward pressure. He didn't stick that tackle, but he provided the stick in for the St Kilda Footy Club.
So Graham's high ball off the ground. I think Dal Santos are behind.
I think that's the point that Richo made just before they started the third quarter. They put a lot of resources into protecting their back third, St Kilda, but they've actually got to be better in their contested footy, the clearances, and kick it forward. Try to just get it into their scoring zone.
That was their first score in 23 minutes, the Saints. They were stuck on 4-2 for much of the second term after the Cozzy goal.
But at least they've got the opportunity now. The ball's in their front half, so they've just got to keep it there. They've got to win it at the contest. They've just got to be hard, stick the tackles, and when the opportunity arises, get it forward. Try and get Nick Riewoldt in a one-on-one situation. Just see him on screen there.
So Kaczynski, jolly in late, did very well. Thomas again, improvising. Goddard, back to Kaczynski, and then a high ball to about 55 metres. O'Brien read it well. Milne with him, and then Thomas to Maxwell, 2 of the stars in the first half. Back to centre wing. Well done, Dawes, to make a contest. Brown, McCaffer, Cloak, good hands. Didak Clever to Cloak, and then Cloak to space, and running hard doors. He's worked a long way back. Pete can't quite. Yes, he does. He does get back. It was the last man standing.
It was the foot race, wasn't it?
Last one standing, Bruce.
That's it.
we talk a lot about effective disposal. Any kick forward or any hand pass forward is almost effective today because that's the kind of pressure they're coping with.
Peak kicks it in. Now St Kilda have conceded 5 rush behinds. That's quite a total. Gilbert takes a good mark at left half back.
Does confuse the accuracy ratings, doesn't it?
Does.
When you say that. So it's actually 7-3 off the boot.
Gilbert, the high one to the wing. Riewoldt attracts a crowd, almost the mark in front. Reed couldn't bring it down. Now he's got a problem. Peeling off is Milne, kicks inside the forward 50. Kazitsky comes at it, needs to control it, does. Just keeps it in, goes back to Riewoldt. What about that running? Moments ago in the pack at the interchange gates. Took off. He would have won the half-time relay.
What was a good result for St Kilda on that situation is Dal Santo is actually playing forward. Nick Maxwell's going to Dal Santo. Just hear the blood rule here. Nathan Brown. But he's actually, almost by reputation, he's drawing Maxwell to him. Normally in that situation when they bring the ball back in St Kilda, Maxwell or O'Brien's there, but because of the quality of Dal Santo as a player, Nick Maxwell drawn to his direct opponent.
So Riewoldt, just the one goal. It was a beauty from long range on the opposite side of the ground. There's Brown getting fixed up, sort of. But all eyes on this man. Riewoldt. Can he inspire his team? Yes, he can. That's the goal they needed. Can they unlock this defence of Collingwood?
And the other point, of course, Kazitsky, I think, started in the ruck, and he was the one who actually got to be the release player in the forward 50 for Milne just to kick the ball into. And it's amazing when Kazitsky had the foot race here against Jolly. Well, against a legitimate ruckman, Kazitsky did have the foot speed to set this up.
They thought their way through it well, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Just have a look at this. This is absolutely Nick Riewoldt on his hands and knees from the contest, but like we saw in the freeze cam before the start of the game, look at the work rate. Just see him on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, just to work back like that. Huge tank for a man of 6'5" in the old.
He's the only multiple goal scorer in the match, and they get within 3 goals. Fisher runs into a dead end, but manages to get a little kick away. O'Brien read it well. He took a chance. Off he went to Johnson, and then Johnson on that trusty left foot's a good kick to side bottom at half forward.
He's been good.
He's a terrific combative footballer, isn't he? I mean, he's great in the contest side bottom. Bangs it long. Dawson was a good fly. Belted it away. Beams, clever. Well done to Pendlebury. Hooking back. Thomas. Couldn't quite. Goddard couldn't quite either.
No poor opportunity.
Could just see Daisy lighting up there.
Well, he tried to force another behind, I think, so they need to be a bit careful. Not just give him away. Although that was a bit hectic. So this bounce virtually on the kickoff line. Kazitsky camped underneath it. Fisher comes through, knocks it to his own advantage across to Hayes. Hayes kicks it towards right half back. Johnson in a speedster all day. Can he keep it in? Well, he does, but to the advantage of Montagna. Goes to Graham. Graham, well done by Johnson. 4 to draw despite being outnumbered. Boundary throw in. 51 plays 33. Early going 3rd term in the grand final at the MCG in Australia.
Kazitsky, Jolly won at Wellingham. Dal Santo, good hands. Jones doesn't get much on it. Swan and Goddard. Goddard probably won the battle and then brought down in the tackle.
You can see how players have reacted to the pressure. They are now just kicking the ball forward.
Yep.
I mean, this is if you get the ball 20 metres forward. Craig Kelly, 1990 premiership player. Kevin Rose, ex-president of Collingwood.
Getting nostalgic there, Lee.
Yeah, one of my boys.
Almost a tear in the eye, Lee. Thomas winding up and kicking out of bounds on the foot.
I'll tell you what, St Kilda have responded really well to half-time. It seems a genuine lift in intensity around the ball. And what Lee's saying, they're just getting the ball. They're winning some of the crucial contests and moving the ball forward.
They play a sort of game, though. You wonder if they can maintain it for the whole second half. The Saints. It's an energy-sapping game they play. Not this bit. Gwilt Kazitsky out wide.
I like this move. I like Gilbert.
Gilbert on.
Kazitsky, interesting kick. Gilbert. Oh, well done, Maxwell. It was his fist with the left hand. Got it out of bounds, the captain.
We've often talked about should Kazitsky spend more time in the ruck for St Kilda. Well, I think he's going to in this second half. They're just going to try and use him as a bit of a weapon around the ground as well as the ruck work.
Seen it a few times this year, though. The Saints box themselves into a corner, and there's no margin for error as Jones takes it across the boundary line. Let's go down to Richo.
Yeah, just a good start from the St Kilda forward line. They look a lot more dangerous. Gilbert has been leading from logo to logo, wing to wing. It's made Nick Maxwell accountable. He's led that hard. Maxwell has to go with him.
Jolly battling with Kazitsky over the football. Tuvey taken down. Wellingham, who was limping just before half-time, was rolling right there. Pendlebury feeds it out nicely. Side bottom, nowhere to go. Boundary throw in.
It's one of those moments where next goal tells such a tale, doesn't it?
Yep.
A couple of changes. Farron Ray is trying to take the Swan match-up now.
So Thomas was the fourth man up. Goddard trying to be third. Side bottom forward. Well taken, Brown. And releases Dawes, who can't get the angle right. So 7-10 Collingwood. A lot of them rushed, as we've told you.
Just playing the ball in their half at the moment, Collingwood. About 3 or 4 minutes ago, Kazitsky had the opportunity to get the ball to Gilbert, and they were away, but the kick was a turnover. It allowed Maxwell to get back into the contest. So got to make him take their opportunities, St Kilda.
Collingwood have done well there. They've forced Fisher to kick badly. And O'Brien, for not the first time, accelerated better than anybody else into the ball.
Plays on, aided by a Shepherd on the mark from Shaw. Kicks inside the forward 50. Goddard trying to lift his team. Went to Jones. Dempster under pressure. Gives this one some elevation. Clever kick as it turns out. Blake has taken the mark at left half back. Game in the balance despite that scoreline. Saints invigorated by half time. Oh, that's a terrible kick. Straight to Wellingham. Thought about a short one. Decides against it. Well, that's still pretty short. Didak. Bit of a fitness test right there for Alan Didak.
Just back 2 metres, 2 metres. Thank you, mate, that's it.
He's in right half forward. Kicked a magnificent goal in the opening term to side bottom. Side bottom along the line to Cloak. Okay, the angle opens up for the left footer. His kicking has been poor today.
Did a good job, Hayes, actually, to block the more central leading space, but the only space to go was out wide on an acute angle.
Oh, Lee Brown comes across.
You can tell he's been a goal kicker in the second half of the year.
What I do here. So Cloak.
Uses the bounce well, Lee Brown, normally, doesn't he?
Yes, last week. Better than right angles. But Cloak, who moves it left to right. In he comes. Well, this one stays on a straight line. They compete in the goal square, and the Saints concede another behind.
Hard shot, but Cloak's had 4 shots on goal for 1. Dawes has had 3 shots on goal for none, but it may mean nothing in the end, but it's 7-11 to 5-3. Still, St Kilda very much in the contest.
Trouble is when you concede it behind you, you get the ball back for a kick in, but getting it out of this part of the ground is terribly hard against Collingwood.
Got to touch it, got to touch it.
Did he play on? No.
So Brown he's in the same pocket as Cloak a moment ago. Now he kicks to about 20 metres. Jolly gets rid of his man, and it's a free kick to Goddard.
Can't just move him out the way, mate. The hole.
So Goddard, who kicked the ball in a moment ago, now gets it to Schneider, and Schneider kicks the ball out on the forward. Tim?
We've got a real problem at the moment. Gardner looks injured. He hasn't reappeared on the ground yet. They've started with Cozzy. He changed with Blake. That last kick in from Goddard a couple of moments ago, they don't actually have a really tall target out there on the ground at the moment. Gardner's off the ground, so too is Kazitsky.
Collingwood waste it. Goes out of bounds, but they gain some territory. Boundary throw in, right half forward. There's Gardner. In front, Brown. Following up, Blake. Does well to the advantage of Del Santo along the boundary line. Revolt works in front. Well done by Brown. Took him out of the contest. That was Nathan. Gilbert applied a strong tackle on Maxwell. Kept going, Gilbert. Still going, Gilbert. just across the boundary line. That was terrifically played.
Just highlighted the fact here, that's an absolutely textbook tackle. Pin the arm. He's got a rugby league background, Sam Gilbert. That's his role, obviously. Work hard, present up, but most importantly, when the ball hits the ground, stick to the forward 50 tackles.
And so Blake having to do a lot of the ruck work with Cozzy, as Tim told us. If Gardner couldn't come back, if that's the case, that's when you roll the dice when you don't play the second ruckman, isn't it?
Yeah, so they wouldn't have expected. Yeah, that is exactly it. You play one specialist ruck when he gets injured. Well, that's the end of the that category of player in your team.
So Blake works to the front. And then Brown puts the tackle on.
You get the feeling Blake will be able to compete pretty well with Lee Brown, but I think the ascendancy could go Collingwood's way in a massive way if Darren Jolly's taking the centre hit-ups and around the ground.
And the good story for the Saints, Collingwood hasn't kicked a goal in the second half in 13 minutes of footy. So they've been able to get a hold on them for the moment.
Jones is over the football for the Saints.
Yeah, you'd have to be thinking Kaczynski versus Jolly will be the ruck combination, and Blake will take the minutes against Brown.
And if you were the Saints, you would orchestrate it that way, Lee?
Absolutely, yeah.
There's the bounce, 60 metres out, knocked down by Blake, charging into the pack, Wellingham. Umpire will do it again.
And what you'd have to be doing, as happened for the build up to the Rewald goal, when Kaczynski's on the ball, you have to try and get him into the forward line and, you know, be an extra goal kicker rather than just a ruckman floating behind play.
Looks like a tug of war at the moment. Off hands, Reid slings it out, brilliantly done. Wellingham's away, runs to the wing, looks inside the forward 50, hugs the boundary line. McCaffer, well, did the hard stuff, got to the footy and slipped out of his grasp.
Just see Blake go off the ground when Lee Brown went off, and Kaczynski now with Darren Jolly. The one that Collingwood will need to be aware of in that situation when Blake's rucking is obviously the third man up, and Brendan Goddard looks like the most likely Saint to do that role.
Jolly just won the tap, and then ball held up by McWalter.
Brendan Goddard, keep your knees out of it.
Wow.
Free kick, loose ball. Nah, not on.
Well, you heard.
Not on.
Razor Ray, Chamberlain. So against Goddard now, backtracking O'Brien to Didak, and then Didak a high one to about 30 metres. Baker caught underneath with Fisher, and Baker takes the mark.
And that's what they have to do with the extra man back. You have to mark it. In the second quarter, all they were doing was spoiling, and there's no rebound.
Fisher almost shielding for him there in a way, wasn't he? So Goddard, uncertain, and then goes long. Maxwell's in the box seat. He reads it so well, but Goddard didn't want to cough it up, but in the end he was forced. So Maxwell happy to go to O'Brien. Now Jolly working off Kaczynski here, and Swan running hard as well.
Nice kick. Jolly with the interchange gates. Not much up ahead. Jolly goes to Swan. Swan wheels around just outside the half-forward line. Ill-directed. Poor kick. Getting back McWalter. So McWalter across half-back. The side down by 20 points. Halfway through the third term. Little chip pass to Gilbert. Trying to give some life to the forward line. Rewald should get this one, and he does. He's 60 metres out. Very open forward line. Collingwood have got a couple of extras. In fact, yes, 2. For a moment it was 3. Back inside that defensive 50. Rewald unloads then. Kaczynski is the target. Up in front, the mark is taken by Goddard. Goddard moments ago was in a back pocket. Certainly one of the stars of the competition. And together with Rewald, realises they've got a huge responsibility. Goddard just ghosting across in front of the pack. Watch this reaction.
The real height in the contest was Kaczynski, though. He got forward as he has to, and that allowed Goddard just to float into the pack.
I didn't know what was coming. I think I'm a clairvoyant. There goes the kick. And he puts it through to Goddard. Terrific.
We do ask ourselves a little how St Kilda was still in the game. Basic number, Collingwood about 39 inside 50s to St Kilda's 22 for a very 14-point lead. They're hanging in there, and that's what they have to do. Again, looks like they've had a lot of scoring shots, Collingwood, but as Dennis pointed out a couple of times, a lot of them been rushed. 6 of them have been rushed.
He took almost mark of the year, but that's as important a one as he's taken all year. The good thing for the you've always got to have hope in a grand final, and that scoreboard gives St Kilda hope, doesn't it?
Yep.
14 points after it was 24 at half time. So Jolly wins it clearly, but the Hayes clearance puts the Saints forward. Oh, a beauty! Yes, he has. And you know who he is.
That's great, isn't it? Forward footy. Forward footy just means under pressure games, get the ball forward and give your players forward of the footy who have to be in front. That is just a magnificent contested mark, isn't it?
3 players involved. The Goddard goal before, Hayes to revolt. They're the 3 keys for St Kilda to get back into this game.
Well, listen to the roar if he can dob this. He's kicked 2. He hasn't. He hasn't brought it back. He needed to.
Big call by the umpire too. That could well have been 50. There's Johnson in the back pocket and in the bright sunshine. Just a glorious Melbourne day. Johnson around the boundary, drives it towards the wing, over the top, cloak, almost. Slick hands by Ball. Swan in trouble, feeds it forward, knocked on by Beams. Davis, can he lift? They need him. Oh, that's terrible. Just coughed it up, goes back in, tries to knock it forward, spills to Didak, to Davis. Davis along the boundary line, over the head of Sidebottom, and working it across the line is Wilt.
You just sensed if St Kilda could have taken the ball off them when they had that opportunity when Leon Davis caused a turnover with the hand pass. If you can get some sort of rebound from a turnover and get the ball inside your forward 50, that's obviously the quickest way to goal.
Hayes clean possession after the boundary throw in, gives it to Peake to midfield, all Collingwood at the back, although Revolt, half chance, taken away by Shaw. He's been terrific, comes out to Maxwell.
So is his captain, so Maxwell goes long, Dawes the target, Goddard seemingly everywhere. Dawson and Davis, brilliant pick up Davis. Looked in his back too, Pete, no free kick to Davis. Ball hasn't quite got out. Gwilt, Collingwood still with a chance. McWalter, well done. Just hacks it forward. Collingwood though read it best. Revolt held up, Shaw takes the mark. I think Collingwood know they're being very heavily challenged here. They're trying to respond. They need a little more breathing space to feel comfortable. Here's O'Brien. That galloping action as he kicks to half forward. Beams and also Dempster. And Dempster happy to see it roll away. Still no impact from Davis today. Half chances.
Fair case to answer for, I think, Eddie.
Yep. Boundary throw in. Again, clean possession. Hayes. Oh, he got rid of it just in the nick of time. Graham kicks outside the defensive 50. Eddie, bit of quiet player. Hand pass forward, taken by Swan. Swan, lucky. Well, it bounces back to Eddie. Well done. Got a hand pass to Jones. He was slung. Jarred out of there. Schneider. Now the run of Goddard. Through midfield, Goddard. Well, he hand passed, I think, intended for Blake. Hard to tell. It was a shocker. Blake wasn't watching. In goes Shaw of Collingwood. Taken front on by Montagna. Pete grabs the football. Nothing doing. We'll have a ball up. Just inside this little square.
Open up them Collingwood, but just, mistimed the handball.
Had to hand pass because Nick Maxwell was by himself in the St Kilda forward line, so that visual pressure again, it just caused a turnover.
I reckon that's the hottest the footy's been all day, that moment. The Saints go forward, Revolt and Brown, Gilbert lurking, Maxwell getting back. Kept his head over at Maxwell. The handball forward, Schneider, can't quite break it. Gilbert, he's got it! They're in this now!
It's been an important move, that one. Probably didn't see it coming, Sam Gilbert, not a noted goal kick, only one for the season so far, but his work rates, you just see him there on the left of screen. He never gives up. He's there, creates the outnumber just by getting there.
They needed another player because Revolt was firstly Revolt or no one. It was either Fisher or Gilbert probably that they had to take out of defence just to give another player with a bit of height and a bit of rate.
Hot game. He's been really important, Sam Gilbert, being able to lock the ball inside. He's matching Nick Revolt for work rates. So now they've got 2 hard workers. I'll tell you what, it's a pretty warm day here today in the MCG, so the heat's on the game. The endurance of the players is going to be paramount in this last quarter and a half.
Margin 7 points. Jolly decisively down to Swan. McWalter goes after it. Tuvey's in there, gets a hand on the footy and ties it up. So that was a very important goal, that last one. His second goal of the season for Gilbert, his first ever in a final. Richo?
The other important move has been Goddard, who's been starting forward, then going behind the ball and giving them heaps of overlap and run. He's on the bench now, just having a rub. He'll be back on soon.
Shaw building forward, and then Davis accelerating, keeps his feet. Important to Thomas, brilliantly done. And then Daisy should have walked it home, and he's missed badly.
Well, that was one of those occasions where you could have straightened up and actually will have it. We'll see. It's a terrific aerial view. He ran and tried to kick the ball across his body, straightening up, drop punt from 20 metres would have been a certainty.
Haven't seen them rattled all day. Now, I'm not saying that's rattled, but there wasn't much poise there with Thomas running in.
He rushed himself, had more time and rushed himself.
So Gwilt to himself. I reckon Travis Cloak's thinking, gee, I hope we get the next goal. He just missed those couple before half-time. Thomas misses an easy one. Jolly.
We see time and time again in games when sides are from behind, they work so hard to get to the line, get to an even playing field. That's what St Kilda have been doing since the start of the game, so you just wonder how much energy has been used to get back into this stage.
Collingwood's last 9 scores have been 1 goal, 8. Now, we know a few rushed, but a few missed as well.
They've rushed 6, Bruce. One the other way.
And Cloak missed a couple and Thomas missed a sitter. So Blake conceding back. Well, the Saints like this scoreline, don't they? They like them 54s to 46s. Now, they've been able to get this to happen for about the first time today.
Dawson on the other side. Not much up ahead.
He had Eddie on a bit quicker if he could just wield and went as soon as he received the ball.
Not his best effort. Hard one to mark. Nobody touched it. Falls behind Montagna. Overran it. Bad luck for him. Grabbed by Reed. Back to the wing. Side bottom from behind. It falls in front. Johnson applies a tackle. Ball held to Schneider on a bounce. Michael Malthouse in his 46th final. His 6th grand final. Looking for his 3rd premiership. Umpires have been pretty good today. Brown had it, lost it. Montagna could have almost been held, and then Shaw gets the free kick taken high. Just need a bit of luck in this sort of game. Shaw on the outer side. Such a feisty player. Clock running down to 3/4 time, Bruce.
Running hard, Shaw, and then going long to half forward. Dawes, now Dempster at the back. Good hands, Del Santo, Hayes. Off one step, basically. Collingwood with all the numbers, though, and Shaw takes an uncontested mark. Such a history, the Shaw family. Ray Shaw, his father, Reese's brother, Tony's uncle. Mainly defeats, but one glorious victory amongst them all in 1990. Hayes makes the mark.
Looking more and more like St Kilda that we know they've been able to. Collingwood actually have treated then Shaw before going forward, enabling the original press, which was the St Kilda press from last year, to set up and take the ball back off the opposition.
And they've done all this with Gardner on the bench. Without a recognised ruckman really there. Montagna held Wellingham up. Shaw's having a terrific match. Kicks the ball forward. McCaffer, almost a great mark. Kicks to fall forward. Fisher getting back. Rhett at best. And he's got a short one on.
Just got it there in the nick of time.
Dawson just makes you nervous, doesn't he?
He wasn't going to go forward into the footy. He just had to get there slightly before the Collingwood defender, or forward defender.
There was the man who was closing. Kick to the outer side. Goddard. Shades of Tim Watson. Thomas does brilliantly, although nothing Shaw could do.
All year we talk about structures and zones and setups and formation. This is a man-to-man game, as most grand finals end up being, which is why the team that can win the ball in the crunches and just play forward, long-kicking footy often is the side that will win.
Collingwood's last premiership captain, inducted into the Hall of Fame of the AFL this season, working on 3AW, Tony Shaw. Look at Goddard, he's giving it everything. Along the boundary line, Brown. Across on the angle, Jones. Montagna, Del Santo, that was slick. Well played, the Saints. Jones bounces it down towards half-court. Milne hasn't seen a lot of the football. Johnson now leads, needs the ball to sit Johnson. Keeps it in front. Schneider trying to worry him out of it. All worrying times for the defender. Things were turned around. Good result for Collingwood.
That was the one-on-one you're talking about, Lee.
Well, you've got to just kick it forward. That's the way. You've got to react to the way the game's being played. And this game is get the ball out of congestion and get it forward. Don't create the turnover in tight.
Maxwell did the ruck work. O'Brien put the tackle on. Milne's had little impact, but he's done a couple of good kicks along the line in this quarter.
The other thing we're sensing is just that bit of play over on the wing before the ball went forward, that there was more St Kilda jumpers seemed to be where they needed to be. At the moment, they're starting to get numbers to the contest.
That hope and energy, Lee, you were talking about before.
Blake laid it down. Gilbert's so important in this quarter. Peak with pace, and then from 50, and kicking the ball forward for a behind. Peak's run could be very important, I reckon, in the last quarter. So this game tightening.
They recruited for that after last year's grand final. Love it, of course. We know what happened there. And Peak, just to get that outside run, that's a terrific mark in front by Jolly. Speaking of recruits.
These one-on-one contests all over the ground are going to be extremely important, the ones who can stand up and win the ball.
Jolly takes something off the kick. Cloak on the lead. Gwilt step to step. Beams the crumb. Kicks inside the forward 50. 2-on-1. Oh, that was terrific work there by McCaffrey. He grounded Graham, and the mark was taken by Thomas. Goes short. Blair. 50. Oh, come on. No, apparently not. Ray is a Ray.
Zach!
Says no 50. Blair's just a little guy. He's easy to knock over. Well, I don't know about you, Lee, but...
No, I thought Blair was trying to convince the umpire it was a 50 more than it actually was a 50, Dennis. That's why I saw it on replay.
Oh, no doubt about that. He was trying to convince him. Well, fine him then. He was acting. Keanu Reeves. Here comes the kick from Blair. Oh, he's hit the post. Gee whiz, not even Vince McMahon could make this game predictable.
13 inside 50s for Collingwood for no goal.
How long have we been talking about Collingwood's accuracy this year? Now suddenly it's starting to become a factor, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, a couple of the misses early was probably the game style, working along the boundary, but they have had some set shots and obviously running in before half-time with Cloak and have missed some sodas.
And Jolly over the top. Ball got it down to O'Brien. Hugs the boundary line. Jolly getting back. Good contest. Well done at the back. Dempster and now Fisher with a bit of a hook. Revolt back on the ground.
Well, there's the jump. Yeah, you talk about misses often as sitters. Obviously, the Cloak one was a sitter from 20 metres out, and then the one when he ran into the open goal and that. I think they've had about 4 gimmies that they haven't kicked.
And they haven't kicked one for a long time. Blair, well done. Didak. Pendlebury got up high. Rode the bump. Fisher took it off him. Didak's interesting. He started well.
Down awkwardly there too, Pendlebury.
He has. He's hurt himself a bit. Jones getting underneath.
Yep.
I feel like a little bit of Didak magic wouldn't go astray right now. They call this the premiership quarter. Well, you reckon the Saints have given themselves a chance?
No doubt. Hayes going to the ground. Swan did brilliantly in a tight situation. Sends it once again inside the forward 50. Beams got hands to it. Dempster's in there. Graham falls on them. And the umpire will ball it up as they creep closer, the Magpies, to goal with 19 seconds remaining till three-quarter time.
He is good, Swan, and standing up in the tackle, isn't it? Just shrugging the tackle off. That enabled him just to kick the ball in.
Margin 8 points. Jolly reaches over the top, slaps it down. Hayes went to ground. Well done by Wellingham. Turned him on the way down. That's over the shoulder. No, we'll have a ball up.
A lot of pundits said if it's low scoring and close at three-quarter time, around about 45, 50 points, which it is, St Kilda more than half a chance.
Statistically, St Kilda have been much better in last quarters than Collingwood.
So Goddard, that third man up. And then Milne, well, he's conceded, but I don't think it's going to cost them. Well, it's almost the perfect setup, you would think.
Yep.
Reed to bang it back in.
Love it at the other end.
Well, the Saints have done a magnificent job to bring themselves right back. Collingwood goalless in the third quarter, still leading this grand final. It's 55-47. 8 points the margin at three-quarter time.
Well, there's only one quarter to go for the 2010 Toyota AFL Grand Final, and we're still rocking it out here in the Panasonic 3D, better than its live site. Look who's here, Hayden Kennedy, 5-time premiership umpire. Does this feel like it's your 6th time you've been umpiring it?
Simon, this is the closest thing that you'd get. It's absolutely unbelievable. The vision is so clear, it's concise, and it feels as though I'm in there with the boys. It's amazing.
The gang's going off here, I tell you. The plasma technology is unbelievable, guys. We'll catch you for the last quarter.
This time tomorrow we could be parents.
Starting a family should be a happy time.
Let's take the test now.
But is someone having second thoughts?
What if she's just doing this for me?
What, did you ask her what she felt?
Yeah, I did. But do you have any idea what it's like living in a house packed full of people?
No, do tell.
Packed to the rafters. Tuesday, 8:30.
Toyota Orion, 3 times voted best large car at Australia's Best Cars Awards. 4 times winner Wheels Gold Star Cars Award. And 2 times voted best large car at the Drive Awards. Since launch, Toyota Orion has been voted Australia's best large car more than any other car in its class. Don't take our word for it. Take theirs.
Harvey Norman Spring Camera Clear Out. We don't just match prices on cameras, we smash prices on cameras. Everything must go. Digital cameras from $27, full HD camcorders from $298, digital SLRs from $598. Harvey Norman's Camera Clear Out ends this weekend. Hurry!
Cartaz, your Tasmanian owned and operated Karcher cleaning equipment distributors for over 23 years, has the full Karcher range displayed at our Launceston and Hobart showrooms. The Cartaz staff, with over 40 years of combined industry experience, can solve any cleaning problem and provide total after-sales service statewide by qualified technicians. So call into Cartaz for an obligation-free demo of the latest Karcher products and consult our expert staff. You know you can trust us to solve your cleaning problem. Cartaz, recognised, respected, #1.
At Bendigo Bank, we like to help communities grow. We concentrate on delivering you great products and services.
I like you so very much. So much, in fact, I gotta wake you up. It's not that I have words.
Because we know that if you grow, the community will grow with you. At the Bendigo, it starts with you.
Got a big job in front of you? Maybe it's time to get serious. Still power tools are built with precision and a lifetime of support, so they always perform at their best. Still, time to get serious.
You can't turn back time. Take the essential first step before you dig. Go online anytime. And dial before you dig.
Harvey Norman Spring Camera Clear Out. We don't just match prices on cameras, we smash prices on cameras. Everything must go. Digital cameras from $27, full HD camcorders from $298, digital SLRs from $598. Harvey Norman's Camera Clear Out ends this weekend. Hurry!
To smash the Guinness World Record, we need 17 people in one smart car. Can our Aussies squeeze in?
So we got 5 in the boot.
9, 13, 15, 16.
New tonight, 6:30.
Gripping third term. Magpies lead it by just 8 points after they led by 24 at halftime. So much to play for now. That goes without saying. A lot of force behinds there, rush behind. 7-13, 7-5. 1 quarter to play. Let's go down and perhaps sense the tension in the huddle. Scott Waters is with Matthew Richardson.
Scotty, you're in charge of the back line. They made a few changes in their forward line, notably Gilbert going forward. Did that unsettle you at all?
Oh, probably not. We probably let him get us on the hit up a couple of times, but we've addressed that at 3/4 time. They're tall. They went a bit small late in the quarter with Goddard being their primary target, but we've got a pretty flexible back six.
It's game on. What's the message from Mick to win this game in the last quarter?
Got to run and carry off halfback. We want to switch and spread them a little bit more, and we got a little bit bomby in that quarter. We want to be more specific with our inside 50 kicks.
Nice to kick those goals as well.
Certainly helps, mate.
Cheers.
And for those who like a piece of history, back in 1966 at 3/4 time, it was St Kilda who led by 4 points. Let's go down to Tim Watson now. And Tim, which of these two teams is in better shape going into the final quarter?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer, but I know at three-quarter time there are a lot of St Kilda players who are down on their haunches and requiring some massaging. Now, Goddard played a huge third quarter, so too did Lenny Hayes. Lenny Hayes has now had 11 tackles for the game. You can see some vision here. That's from above, a great shot there of what was taking place at the third quarter time break. And a number of the players, as you can see, Hayes down on his haunches, Jones down on his haunches, Peake down on his haunches. A lot of players having their legs worked on. I still think they've got something left in them, the Saints, though.
Well, only one team has come from behind at three-quarter time in the last 25 years to win the grand final. That was last year. The margin was just about the same. It was 7 points. It was Saints that were leading that day.
I wouldn't read too much into that. The clubs are so well drilled and so professional in their preparation. They're just making sure their players are in the best possible shape, not necessarily a reflection of cramp or any of those sorts of situations. Interesting situation too, Tom, when you talk about being well drilled. Today, when teams have tried to lay the ball off to either O'Brien or Graham, it's been amazing how quickly they've been closed down. Teams are aware of those sorts of things, and these two sides aren't here by coincidence. No, I think we've seen the game played very much in Collingwood's favour in the first half, but that was definitely St Kilda's quarter. They were able to set up their structures. Lee hit the nail on the head. One-on-one contests have been massive.
And the closer Revolt can play to goal, you reckon the better for St Kilda in this quarter. Obviously, they've got to get it there.
Well, they just scored well from their inside 50. They had 7 inside 50s, and they've got kicked 3 goals. So they're being very economical going forward.
Well, agony and ecstasy in the last 30 minutes for one or the other. Jolly belts it forward. Blair chases it. Side bottom attacks it. Left foot out wide. Montagna read it well. Thomas closes. It's a good play by Montagna. It's a good result for the Saints early.
Great result as a 2-on-1 in Collingwood's favour, but just getting that meterage, which has become so important, helps St Kilda get right back into the game in that third quarter.
Well, don't be surprised. I think Jolly will try. If he can, he'll jump into and above Kaczynski and just thump it forward whenever possible.
We saw that, didn't we, at that very opening bounce. So Wellingham with that clearance. Blair, Graham, Blair getting down low, Graham. And then Dawes, getting in hard on him.
Some great tackles there in the third quarter. It was 24-14 in St Kilda's favour. Doesn't always indicate the, I guess, the intensity, but they had a lot of the ball, but also sticking the tackle, so they're right back in it. Jolly with the left hand. Wellingham under pressure. Boots a ball. Didn't go 15. Schneider's over it now. Gets a hand pass back to Wellingham. He kicks inside the forward 50. Couple of Saints there. Son a problem. Fisher, who's been resolute all day, leads back in the race. McCaffrey closes. Fisher's kick. Wayward stays in the boundary, however. Not good news for the Saints. Shaw dancing. Comes onto the left boot. Kicks back inside the forward 50. Brown was hanging on. No free. Fisher once more. Loops a hand pass over the top. Jones running out of the space. Feeds it around the boundary. Goddard has been terrific. Wins a hard ball. Kicks along the boundary beyond the wing. Gilbert went forward in the third term. A revelation. Revolt. Tired kick. Goes straight up in the air. Thomas. Well, not straight up. It went 15. Thomas took the mark. Goes short. And McCaffrey's got it. Close to the boundary. Just forward of the wing.
He loved that kick back, Revolt. He was trying to build it forward as far as he could, and he couldn't get the angle. McCaffrey. Well read. Fisher. It's been a long time since Collingwood kicked a goal. And you think of these two clubs, how many grand finals have been in winning positions, even the Saints. In their last 3 grand finals, they've led at vital stages and haven't won. And Collingwood, well, that's a longer story. We haven't got time for that one. Here's Goddard. So Goddard, favourite for the Norm Smith as we speak, kicks to Revolt. Now Montagna running hard. Blair getting back. Revolt's going to go towards Montagna. And Blair did well. He tracked him all the way.
He knew Montagna was getting in there from kicking a half out, but he got in there as well.
So Revolt, you just love him to getting the marks in scoring positions in this last quarter if you're a Saints fan.
8 points the difference then. Kaczynski slaps it down in front, follows his own ball through it, across to Milne. No free. Whistle. Now what's the decision?
Holding the ball.
Okay.
Clear it out. Time back on.
Lucky it didn't come to anything. Oh no.
This one here.
I take it all back. He did get his left hand to it. Thomas comes up the ground and takes the mark. Thomas, right half back. He's played a good game too this afternoon. Started particularly well. 22nd possession. Chip to the wing, Wellingham.
This 5 metre corridor to the boundary line. Collingwood are going to that as they do all year.
Goes looking for Brown, knocked away by Fisher. What a game he's played, out of bounds.
So 41 minutes since a Collingwood goal and 15 minutes since a St Kilda goal. Kazitsky, Jolly. Gardner hasn't reappeared after half-time. Swan. Jones chases hard. Those little steps of his to Hayes, and then Hayes down the line. And O'Brien, well, he didn't take the mark. Thomas was behind him.
Tell you what you should be doing now, finding the front position, because most kicks are going to drop a bit short under the fatigue and pressure. So forward of the footy, you've got to be watching your teammates' boot, get into that front spot.
Who can play the percentages the best in this last quarter? Shaw, wonderful game that he's playing. Jones and Shaw, gee, chase his own footy, eh?
You get the feeling that Brendan Goddard's just going to have to do it all. He's always around the stoppage so he can provide that third man up. He's working back into the back half to help out the defence, and obviously very, very lethal going forward.
55, plays 47, wide of the pack. Schneider finds a way through, goes for distance, Dunaward's full forward. Oh, well done. Brown with the chant, backing off him. Brilliant composure.
Playing behind to make sure that Rewalt can't get behind him. So every now and again the ball is going to drop better for Brown than Rewalt.
Brown the high ball, O'Brien backs back, got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Roving and getting the crumb there was the big guy Jolly. Slapped away from O'Brien. Schneider bounces a hand pass to Jones. That was good. Kicks down towards half forward. Kazetsky. The Saints are starting to roll. Kazetsky wheels around. Long down towards full forward. Big pack. Side bottom. So much poise for a young man. Runs the boundary. Beautiful kick. Cloak's got it. Breaking hard is Dawes. This needs to be precise. Dawes takes the mark. Wellingham has got 10 metres on an opponent. But Dawes holds it up forward of the wing.
Pendlebury outside of him, and he's going to go there. And then Pendlebury to Blair, and then Blair sizes it up. There is Wellingham. Well done, Pete. Closing speed important. Gwilt fumbling a little, got it forward. Hayes down low, McWalter. Great tackle. Tuvey yet again. Blair kicks to full forward. McCaffer, well done, Baker. Montagna needs the bounce, gets it, keeps the ball in. Good looking kick. Goddard traps it, and then Goddard, well, Revolt, it's over the top. Swan getting back, doesn't take it cleanly, breaks the tackle, runs hard. That's Swan, isn't it? Now Pendlebury normally uses it. Long kick to Didak. Well done.
That was great play by Sean Dempster.
He was in trouble and he just kept his cool, didn't he?
Just
kept his cool.
Initiated the contact and leant in and forced Didak to pull his hand down. That was outstanding defending work.
I reckon one-on-one against Didak gives you a nervous breakdown. He withstood that.
Dempster towards the wing. Gilbert, terrible kick. Awkward for Revolt. Thomas put the body in, taken high.
Seconds and interested. That kick should have gone to Rewalt, but he just mistimed it.
Nice kick. Cloak just reaches over the top, arrogantly almost, to outmark Montagna, the smaller man. Looks inside the forward 50. Saints with the extra number. Missed down there. Off hands. Fisher once more. They were looking to get it across the boundary line. That was Collingwood going in if they couldn't mark it, but despite the fact they didn't initially, Fisher helps their cause. He puts it out of bounds on the full, so it's coming back. It's with Cloak. Cloak about 65 metres out. Centering kick. Plenty of Saints around the football. Davis flew. Didak's got it. Dragged down immediately. Wilt's been handy so far in this term. Del Santo tackled from behind, ball up.
It's always a dangerous hand pass in the Collingwood forward line. The one backwards, they just swarm so far. You've just got to get it going forward.
So Collingwood pressing. Building forward, Lee Brown. Davis and Dempster. Davis! Well, this would be ironic. He's made a mark on the big stage.
Yeah, that's what forward work's all about. It's interesting when they're walking out on the ground at three-quarter time. Nathan Buckley was walking out with Leon Davis. He had a bad game, Davis. He's had a few grand finals. All the demons will be floating around. Buck's just trying to give him a little bit of encouragement. When you're playing in that part of the ground, a couple of possessions, couple of goals, can win your team the game.
And if you thought the game was on a knife's edge, it was. 18 minutes between goals for either of these teams. 46 minutes since Collingwood's last goal.
A moment of forward class.
Blake knocks it down. Brown a hand pass. Swooping on the loose ball beams. Ball out of the middle. Slips a hand pass away. Shaw on the outer side. Forward of the wing. Inside the forward 50. Saints need the hold. Punched away. Dawson. Met solidly by Pendlebury. Slipped out of there nicely by McCaffer. Opportunity now across half forward for Davis. Slapped away by Jones. Good defence by the Saints. Boundary throw in.
It was interesting. I think it was Nathan Buckley talking about there's a reaction from the Davis goal. He obviously brings a lot of forward pressure and leads the club in inside 50 tackles, but Buckley and Malthouse both stressed he has that uncanny natural ability to do the amazing thing which he's just done there.
Mickey said it takes a good man to play on him, doesn't it? Just that moment that they needed, and they got it. Have they broken St Kilda's back? You wouldn't have thought yet. Peak, Pendlebury, Tuvey, Revolt in there. They've got to kick 10 goals to win it now, the Saints. They've got to kick at least 10.
Yeah, well, they've got to kick 3 goals from this point onwards, don't they? And that the way the game is going, I mean, goals just look so hard.
Blake, Dal Santo, well done, Pendlebury. Thomas, so good. Breaks away, takes a bounce, over the top. Now, Beams is a good goal kicker, but he goes wide to Davis. Gwilt with him. Out of play.
He's been good, Gwilt.
He's played well in big matches. He got a vote against Collingwood in round 3, and he played a ripper against Geelong here when they upset them on a Friday night.
18 possessions for Gwilt. Against the fading light. The Sherrin came in. Montagna slips it away. Jones on the defensive 50. Baker kicks it up towards the wing. Collingwood there in number, knocked across the boundary though by Gilbert. Boundary throw in.
Quite amazing. They've only had 28 inside 50 entries, which is terrible. 40's poor, 45's reasonable, but they're still within scoring distance.
Third man up, Goddard. What a game he's played. Del Santo tracks it towards the boundary. Turns on a 5-cent piece. Kicks it down towards the attacking 50. Maxwell has been terrific. Terrible bounce for Milne. O'Brien in desperate trouble. A throw against O'Brien. Good call. O'Brien pleads his case. Watch it again. I think he got his hand to it.
I didn't think it was a
Eddie's got it anyway.
We're on the mark here. Roberts on his line.
As they say, about as big a kick as this kid has had in his life.
Umpire Chamberlain in a very good position to see that. He said it wasn't a legitimate hand pass, so Eddie forced his way into the team late in the season. Can he repay the favour? It's a beautiful kick. He's hit the post. He's hit the post halfway up.
Jeez, he gave it a good ride.
He's only played 32 games, Eddie. 8 of them have been finals. This is his first grand final, one of 3 Saints doing that today. So Johnson going for distance, and he's got a number. That's a great kick.
Good kick.
That was McCaffrey all on his own, and now Thomas right in the boundary. It's an open Collingwood forward line for a moment. Dawes, Gwilt again. Terrific. To Fisher. To Eddie. Well, he's only had 1 kick a minute ago. Now he's going to have a third. Can he use it? Kicks the ball hard to Revolt, and Schneider takes it. He's too far out, I think. Hayes, he might be too far out, I think. Could Lenny find the distance from here? He's looking for Goddard, I think. Or Graham.
Yeah, Collingwood will be certainly covering those long-range kickers. He's just going to take this on his shoulders himself.
Well, he's a man for a big occasion, we know that, but can he get the distance? He's pumped it hard, he's pumped it long, he's kicked the goal! Lenny Hayes found a metre when he needed it.
And this is the challenge. They just goes without saying, need the next goal. They've worked so hard to get to this stage where they've got themselves into striking distance, but just haven't been able to do it. And it's been a weight of numbers. They've only had, what is it now, the 30 inside 50s.
It's amazingly low, isn't it, to be in the game?
And so they need the extraordinary things. The Kazitsky goal in the third quarter from outside 50, the Hayes goal. They'd love an easier goal.
Just such a big moment. Moments ago on the outer side wing, Collingwood had 2-on-1. They went the long lead and Gwilt was able to control the football. Had it been crumbed or had they gone short, Collingwood would have been in scoring range out of the middle. Scrambled down towards half forward by Hayes. Johnson, he's battled hard back there. Socket off the ground by Tuvey. Comes straight to Montagna. Del Santo kicks inside the forward 50. And the mark is taken by Milne.
Pleading for the push. He's a good overhead mark, Milne, but on O'Brien, you would think O'Brien would be just too big and too strong. Just eased him under the football. Eased him under.
One part of the game that's been extraordinary has been small forwards being able to mark the ball in contested situations.
Milne comes in the margin. 1 point. Think about 66 in reverse.
Well, at 3 goals, there's only 1 now. It's amazing how they all of a sudden they just found the way to kick a couple. Again, the forward footy, that's what St Kilda, and I think both sides, as the game's gone on, they've just realised you've just got to take the punt and kick it. It's not a hand-passing game. The pressure is too extreme to be able to flick the ball round by hand.
Was it a push?
It was certainly forearms, if not hands.
Yep.
But it was...
Collingwood's led since the first minute of the match. And the Saints haven't been this close since Milne kicked his first goal in the 7-minute mark of the opening term. Baker's kick smothered. So much to play for. That goes without saying, but it's these two teams. Baker falling over, being tackled. Couldn't quite. Fisher. Well done, Hayes. Well done, Tuvey. He's been good at that all day. Hayes couldn't quite again. They're fishing Saints. Beams can't quite get a leg on it. And then Baker whacks the ball out. And does the ball bounce out? It does.
And it's meterage again. Even Lenny Hayes there trying to will his way through the pack. Stevie Baker gets, there you go, just over 100,000.
Biggest crowd since 1986 to a grand final.
And haven't they been treated to a game? Much more in the dying minutes to look forward to. Jolly to Wellingham. Hard against the boundary line. Kicks towards the 50. Baker peels off. Dives, spills the mark. Swooping on the crumb there, Beams. Coughed it up though. Away comes Hayes. What a game he's played. Hayes off balance. Back to Graham with the outside of the boot. Jolly trying to knock it forward. Succeeds in doing that. Through the legs of Ball. Picked up by Schneider. Schneider the hand pass to Montagna. Back comes Schneider. Hand passes forward. Tracing the pack was Thomas. The 2-13s. With the ball up.
Well, sort of this kind of footy last year, but it was a bit damp and wet. Yeah. Just the pressure that both sides are applying to the contest has just been amazingly good.
Remember that togetherness at the start of the match?
Yeah.
That commitment? Well, it's come down to this now, hasn't it?
I reckon losing the close grand final last year means nothing until about now.
Yep.
Now with 10 minutes to go, or 8 minutes to go, St Kilda, if they can't find the extra ounce, doesn't mean they can win, but they will find the extra ounce. They know what it's like to lose.
Jolly waits.
Block, Kazitsky. Looked at him and blocked. Play on.
Hayes belting forward. Revolt in the middle. Maxwell tried to get a punch away. Eddie called his name in the last quarter a few times. Slick handball in the back half. Collingwood handballing backwards under pressure.
Now it's the numbers. I think it's been when there's one-on-one contest. You see the free kick here.
Yeah, no, Lennon didn't allow him access to the footy. I think it's a fair enough free.
St Kilda, the ones getting the outnumber now, becomes 2-on-2 and then 3-on-2 in St Kilda's favour.
Still all the time in the world. Just under 8 minutes. Revolt third man up. Opportunity for ball, head down. Didak couldn't control it. Revolt out of the congestion. It runs on and touched. Maxwell tracking it back, touching it right on the chalk. Watch it again for a moment. It looks gone. He does brilliantly.
What about the will of Lenny Hayes?
Yeah, nick of time indeed. Nicks all round. Revolt kicked it. Maxwell got back.
Captain's kick, captain's spoil, eh?
That's pressure.
Just mentioned then he got the fall out of it. The will and the contested footy of Lenny Hayes in this second half, as he's done so many times for St Kilda.
Schneider, here is Hayes, belting forward, got up!
What a drop.
That's his innate ability. He's got that ability to go forward, that real X factor.
You could see the setup, but he took it.
Collingwood has never been behind in this grand final today. The Saints have never been in front until now.
Well, we could talk about all the statistical numbers. Basically, 58 inside 50. That means chances to score for Collingwood. 33 to St Kilda. A massive difference. But St Kilda are 6 points in front. So the ability of St Kilda to keep Collingwood to basically 8 goals, 7 off the boot, removing the rush behind, has just been the reason that they're in this position.
There might be a moment, I reckon, might be a grand final moment. That is an absolute ripper.
Collingwood have led for 1 hour and 52 minutes. Just short of running a marathon. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And St Kilda finishing over the top. Umpire Rosebery calls for it again. What a game. What a mark.
What a player.
Oh, he's been outstanding.
And he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Every part of the ground he's been playing.
And regardless of the result, you would think he will win the medal. Over the football, Wellingham. There he is again. Goddard trying to will his team on. Bullying his team on. McWalter, missed by O'Brien at the back. Shaw. They've got to hold their poise now, Collingwood. Shaw looking for the boundary line. Up comes McCaffer. Oh, wonderful pace. Bit of a cannon behind him. Goddard everywhere. Ran into Fisher. Meantime, Cloak's got the football. And the umpire bringing it back. If you want to know what happened to the kick, it hit the post.
We've often said during the year this is almost Cloak's distance. It's relaxation distance. He's going to be kicking the ball from 50 metres. So
easy for you to say.
Oh, no, for Cloak it is. We've seen so often. He's got the distance. It's a 55-metre kick. And I think he relaxed. He'll kick the ball firmly, and he's got more chance of kicking it straight.
He's the only man in Australia who's relaxed right now.
That was my point. Comparatively. He'll kick from 55. The Army right behind the kick. It's offline. Hasn't got the distance. Not quite. Falls in front. Loose ball. Another conceded behind. Wouldn't it be ironic?
Look who's got the ball in defence. Goddard.
Gee, it was an important play by McCaffrey to go on to beat the two. Well, now suddenly the Saints have to hold their nerve. They're in an unusual position. They haven't been there all day.
They are well drilled at obviously controlling the tempo of the game in their back half. That's going to push it to the absolute limit. Execute the skills.
So far, so good. But there's a lot of time on that clock.
Too much time to really start to milk the clock.
A bit of a familiar position compared to 12 months ago.
Yep.
That's where it becomes familiar.
So down that line, Revolt making a contest. Tuvey couldn't quite. Milne. Still with Milne, clever, well done. And then pushing hard forward, Gilbert and Brown. Great mark, Lee Brown. That hurt.
Wonderful.
Commitment of both players. Great mark.
Blood rule.
So the blood rule is coming off. 2 years ago, he played 9 games with the Kangaroos, Lee Brown. He looked gone, didn't he? And here he is. Gilbert's done that well in the second half. His competitiveness in the forward 50 as a forward has been so important.
And while the blood rule for Lee Brown, Lenny Hayes is coming off for a minute or so. Del Santo back on. He won't be on for long because they need him out there.
O'Brien with the football. Thomas is loose on our broadcast side, not spotted. Would have been a long kick and a dangerous one. O'Brien just goes for distance around the outer side wing, standing on the ground. Jolly, fourth man in the queue, took the mark.
Goddard behind the play here for St Kilda. He's really doing it all.
Jolly to the 50. 3 Saints around the football. Blake dropped the mark. There he is again. Goddard, as you mentioned, slips it across to Gwilt. Gwilt close to the boundary line. Kozetzky up in front. The umpire, Kozetzky, will get a free kick.
It was the umpire that was behind play that played that free.
Trying to knock it away, no doubting that. Jolly knocked him beautifully. Kozetzky with the football. 4:46 remaining. Saints by 5 points.
St Kilda overloaded that forward flank. They've got all their tall targets down there. Revolt, Gilbert, even Eddie.
One of the great grand finals deserves a big finish. Revolt the flyer.
Wellingham sharking. Gilbert puts one tackle on. Del Santo.
Well, it comes down to this, does it? Long season comes down to just a few minutes of footy.
And the difference between winning and losing, Lee?
Oh, extreme. Scary screen.
Jolly won it. Blair won it. Jones got into the back, I thought. Montagne's handball didn't go far. Swan was wonderful. To Beams. To side bottom. Long kick to Dawes. Well done, Dawson. Dawes with him. And the ball still in play. Dawes pushing forward. Goddard. Not sure if anyone's played a better grand final than Goddard. Baker. Caught up. Pendlebury. Gwilt's been magnificent. Back to Fisher. Off one step. Gilbert. Maxwell. What a mark. Maxwell's off.
They're all finding something extra now. The short one, Didak. Capable of the miracle. Didak goes out wide. Taken by side bottom. Side bottom looks down towards half forward. Nobody near this man. McCaffer runs to the 50. Sets it up. Shaw will fly from behind. Almost got hands to it. Spills out the back. Cloak. Cloak has kicked the goal. Magpies back in front.
Typical Collingwood build-up, went down along the line. I think it was McCaffer that was left out by himself and brought the ball back in. Big fly from Heath Shaw, and Brendan Goddard, but Travis Cloak got the crumbs to kick the goal. We just see here, this is the turnover here. Been punching all day and he's gone for the actual pluck and played on, had to play on. There's no time to milk for Collingwood at this stage of the game. And down the other end, goal, can't miss from there.
Magnificent handball coming up. Shaw and Cloak involved there. Their two fathers played against each other in the 1980 grand final.
But it all started with Maxwell, didn't he? Just the ability to take the big contested mark at halfback.
Is there one more roll of the dice? Can the Saints kick one more? Or can Collingwood hang on? We're back to 1966 in reverse. Jones and Didak.
There is one thing that the Collingwood defenders, I think, do better than any other side is get and really use and orchestrate that free man behind the ball. So they'll send someone back, try to protect this 1 point lead.
And Maxwell's the spare man back. Revolts decide to go onto the ball. Kicks the ball forward. Tuvey breaks the tackle. It didn't stick. Kicks the ball wide. I think it was McQualter and Dawes, who has the distance, I reckon, from here. They've taken their shots all day from here. Had to stick, didn't it?
Yep.
No blocking, no pushing, guys.
He's had 3 shots on goal today and missed them all.
They've all been missing right down this end.
It's a chance. It's straight enough, but it hasn't quite got the distance. I'm not sure if that's a good result.
I think if St Kilda, you'd prefer to be kicking in from full-back than a boundary throw-in.
Can't rule out a draw either. St Kilda down by a point. Wrong end of the ground for the Saints, though. Jolly battles with Blake, who's been manful. Spills behind the pack. Goddard, the look-away hand pass. Dawson, ball jarred out of there. Swan, Shepherd's for side bottom. Has the shot. Off target, going back. Wilt takes the mark.
Got to go. You've got to go and take the punt, don't you? Otherwise, you'll never get out.
Wilt has been terrific. Kicks outside the defence at 50. What a mark! Revolt.
That's one way of getting it out, Lee.
Yeah, trouble is he's about 50 metres from where they would like him now. They want him on the end of this kick.
Such a rolling huddle for St Kilda and Collingwood. Milne and Ben Johnson right down in the forward square for St Kilda.
Goddard the target. O'Brien.
Here we go, 1-1.
Hayes belting the ball forward. Johnson quickly off the mark. Milne at best. Ball bouncing. Scores a level.
Oh, no.
What are you doing next week?
Gee whiz. Do you take the ball there, Stephen Milne?
I think he was going to try and take it. It just bounced out of his reach.
So Johnson belts it as far as he can. He's sure up. Free kick.
Who tipped the draw?
So not the band.
So against Gilbert, Shaw outnumbered. The Saints concede a free. Down the line he goes.
In front, Blake got a fist on it. Knocks it out of bounds. Well, how's this? Scores a level. Boundary throw in at the interchange gates. Collingwood know all about draws in the grand final. What a remarkable game. I think the odds makers would favour a draw. Clean possession is vital here. Thomas tries to slap it out. Kaczynski. In went Turvey. Tracking the football back towards half-back is Reed. Comes to Del Santo, taken down. 56 seconds to go. Clock stops at 54.
Where's Barry Breen?
This was almost the spot he kicked it from, wasn't it?
It was about probably 40 metres closer to goal, but
that'll do.
Yeah. Surge it forward, both sides. Just surge it forward.
Who can get this kick? Ray belts it forward. Swan chasing Hayes. Montagna kicks to 20 metres. Anything will do for the Saints. Kaczynski couldn't quite. O'Brien, Milne, still Milne. Johnson hanging on hard. Well done. Ball still in dispute. Out to Shaw. We had a draw in 1948 and a draw in 1977. Graham hard at it. Blair. And the odds are shortening.
Huge play by Graham. He left his opponent, McCaffrey, to make the outnumber. If the ball went over the top, the Pies are away.
All St Kilda were trying to do was force it through from that 30 metres out. Great defence by Collingwood.
Have we ever spent 2 hours at the MCG like this before?
I don't think so, Bruce. Montagna kicks inside the 50, punched out. Pendlebury's over the football, down to 15 seconds. Collingwood, though, controlling the ball. Thomas to the wing. Jolly knocked away by Blake.
There it is.
Thrown in. I think we've got a draw, ladies and gentlemen.
One last clearance, one last chance. Can somebody get a clear ball here and kick it long and hard? Goddard, the tap. Del Santo. It's going to be a draw. It's unbelievable. But it's happened. A picture paints 1,000 words.
Well, we saw it, what is it now, 1977.
And 48. 1948.
I didn't say 48, but I saw 77, and every player out there was thinking, oh, not again. We don't have to go through this week's tension again.
In 77, Collingwood led by 27 points at three-quarter time. Today, they led by 24 at half-time.
Interesting here, the St Kilda players all getting up. They want to portray really strong, positive self-image at the moment.
There will be a Norm Smith medalist given today, as well as next week.
Remember we said in that, I remember Baron Barassi said to his North Melbourne team, we played bad today and we salvaged a draw. When I think you look at the key stats of the inside 50s, 35 inside 50s in a grand final, perfect conditions for a drawn game means you've salvaged a draw, I reckon.
Let's go down to Richo.
Well, Nick, it's a very eerie, stunned feeling, everyone around the ground. What's your immediate thoughts, mate?
Oh, mate, I don't know if we've ever seen 44 guys go to war like we just did then. That was amazing. And it's probably going to take this for the AFL to change the rule because it's an absolute joke. There's no way it should be decided after another game. Guys come here for a win or a loss, and that's what we should be leaving with. So we'll look forward to next week, mate, and use the hurt we're feeling now, let a lead go, and we'll come back next week.
What are you going to say to the boys when you get into the rooms?
Mate, I've got no idea. I've got no idea, to be honest. I'm spent.
Oh, mate, good luck getting there and talking.
Thanks, mate.
Collingwood led for an hour and 55, St Kilda for 6 minutes.
Well,
Let's down to Tim Watson.
Well, Brendan, it's an unusual feeling. That's obviously with your group, it's with Collingwood, it's with everybody here in the grandstands at the moment. What's going through your mind?
Oh, mate, I can't begin to explain. It's just boys did really well. They obviously dominated the second quarter, and we just want to come out and get back to basics and really fight. A burning desire just wasn't good enough in the end, and geez, I don't know what to say. We're back here next week.
Well, your performance was magnificent today. That's the thing. I mean, you've got to regroup again. You've got to get back here again in a week's time.
Yeah, that's fine. Can't change the rules. Just accept it. Only control the controllables. So, mate, we'll regroup, look at a few things during the week, and recover well. Just wrecking holiday plans.
Well, you called all the players in together as a group there. What was said?
Just to stay positive. There's obviously a weird feeling, and you feel dejected is the right word. Oh, it was weird. It's a weird feeling, really strange. You can listen to the crowd, mate. 100,000 people just. You probably would never think of this happening. We joked about it during the week and could probably jinx ourselves in the end.
I know it's not what this game is all about, but you may get the opportunity to win 2 Norm Smith medals in a row.
Do they hand one out today, do they?
They do.
That's a strange thing. But, mate, cheers.
Thanks for your time.
It's going to be, it's just going to be build up during the week, and you put so much effort into it, and there's no tomorrow. It was war today, and it's not too often you come back and fight another war a week later. So we're up for it, mate. We're here till the end. We're here till the last second. So all the way.
Congratulations on your performance today. Well done.
Cheers.
He's a good man to have on your side, that guy, isn't he? Let's go down to Andrew Demetrio, who's with Richo.
Andrew, there's a lot of stunned people around. Where to from here? What happens now?
Well, look, we'll come back next week. We'll have a meeting, which we've always got scheduled as a contingency in about half an hour, and we'll put out a statement about ticketing arrangements and so forth. But there'll be a game here next Saturday at 2:30.
The immediate reaction of some of the players was, that they don't, they were stunned. They want the game. They want a result. Would you ever consider changing this after what's happened now?
Oh, look, we'd have to sit back on the quiet of day, Matthew, and look at that. But, I mean, everyone knew going into this game that there's no time on in grand final. We certainly didn't expect the draw, but it was an unbelievable game, and hopefully we'll get a winner next week.
Thanks for your time, Andrew.
Thanks, Matthew.
I think the Norm Smith medal announcement's about to come up. Oh, the two Nicks, eh?
I love that attitude of Brendan Goddard.
Oh, it's great.
That's the attitude. We're coming back next week.
And speaking of Brendan Goddard, I reckon his name's going to be called out in a moment. We don't know, but let's go down to Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here next week at 2:30 at the MCG for a replay of the 2010 Toyota AFL Grand Final. I'm going to invite both captains to say a few words, and I'll start with Nick Maxwell, the captain of the Collingwood Football Club.
Thank you, 100,000 people, just amazing atmosphere. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks, Nick. We'll hear from Nick Riewoldt in just a moment, and I think now I'm going to invite a man who was a part of a wonderful West Coast Premiership team in 1992 and a Norm Smith medalist in his own right, Peter Matera, to announce the Norm Smith medalist here at this match.
2010 Norm Smith medal for the drawn game, Lenny Hayes.
You have to bear with me. I've lost my voice, but
We'll come back next week. Thanks for all the supporters for coming out. See you next week. Thank you.
Lenny Hayes, the Norm Smith medalist. And now let's hear from St Kilda skipper Nick Revolt.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Obviously it's pretty unique situation, so I encourage everyone to get back here next week for what we're sure is going to be a great contest. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll look forward to seeing you all here at the MCG next Saturday for a replay of the 2010 Toyota AFL Grand Final.
So the president with Nathan Buckley and also Nick Maxwell and the coach Michael Malthouse. Yeah, there's a weird old feeling, no doubt about that. Thought Goddard would have got a Hayes played magnificently. He missed the All-Australian team. He gets a Norm Smith medal. You wouldn't begrudge him that, but geez, the Saints, you just feel like, I mean nothing here next week. You just feel like the Saints right now are really positive, aren't they?
Got a feeling St Kilda are just walking. The lad might even do a few stride throughs just to get rid of the lack there, because they're now in recovery mode.
Down to you, Tim.
Well, the reason why St Kilda are moving across to the other side of the ground is that for some unknown reason, the rooms are actually flooded downstairs. So at the moment, the players can't actually go into the change rooms where they actually got changed at the beginning of the game. So they're trying to transfer all their clothing, all their belongings across to the old rooms, which are on the other side of the ground, and then they'll do their warm-up down there. Collingwood are going to be faced with the same problem. They haven't left the ground at the moment, but they'll be confronted with exactly the same problem.
Who said the flood was dead?
The press has been replaced by the flood. Well, more to come from the MCG on an unforgettable last Saturday in September.
Amber, I'm coming in. Can you just give me a minute of showering?
As a parent, there could be nothing more shocking
No. Oh my God! You're dead! Get out! Ah!
than to find a boy in your daughter's shower. So what do?
You've got to be kidding me!
Send in Grandpa.
Within a 5-mile radius of my house, I'm going to spend some quiet time with you. Do I make myself clear?
Parenthood, Tuesday.
With the technology you love, power you crave, and safety you deserve, RAV4 has everything you need to get away. RAV4, the original SUV.
Don't be fooled by an imposter. Richardson's Harley-Davidson is your only authorised factory dealership in Tasmania and has been since 1978. Their designer store caters for your every need with genuine parts and accessories, plus in-house finance and insurance. There's a kids club, and on the second floor, the museum, a comfortable service lounge and service department. So come on in and meet our friendly staff today at Richardson's Harley-Davidson, Westbury Road, Launceston.
You can't turn back time. Take the essential first step before you dig. Go online anytime. And dial before you dig.
Impact fertilisers have been adding value to Tasmanian farms for many years. Now Impact adds even more value with soil testing designed for local conditions. Impact soil testing saves you money and increases production. It's done in a Tasmanian laboratory and interpreted using local knowledge and data. So contact your Impact Territory Manager now and start adding more value to your farm. Impact Fertilisers. Local focus, global strength.
You wanted more value, and we listened once again. We're filling the whole box with our most indulgent puff pastry crust. Introducing Square Puff Pizzas. Try it today with our great traditional or value range for only $7.95.
Domino's, it's all good.
10 years ago, over 300,000 Australians
registered their support
for reconciliation
by walking as one
over the Harbour Bridge.
But at its heart,
true reconciliation
isn't just about the past. It's about moving forward.
Let's start seeing things
with fresh eyes.
Join us at unfinishedars.com.au
and let's finish what we started.
tonight at 6.
All the action from the MCG as Collingwood and St Kilda vie for the premiership. Actor Kate Ritchie ties the knot with Stuart Webb in a star-studded Tasmanian ceremony. Outrage over a child prostitution case involving more than 100 men. And Australian swimmers give the Delhi Games their vote of confidence.
Southern Cross News, tonight at 6.
I don't care about myself.
Imagine being given a hug.
It sucks.
If you'd never had one before. Told someone loves you. If you'd never heard it before. Watch how in just one weekend...
Haven't had a hug in a while.
These kids experience caring for the very first time.
You give me one? Yeah.
Beautiful. The amazing program that's turning their lives around. A special Sunday night at 6:30.
So what is it about these two clubs? A point back in 1966. Today it's a draw, and we're back next week. Terrific game of football. 9-14 Collingwood. A lot of those behinds rushed as well. We made the point during the course of the game. And St Kilda 10-8. Well, let's sense the mood of the meeting. Firstly, Brad Johnson, what's your reaction?
Oh, one of shock, to be honest, initially. Look, you know, I think St Kilda actually handled it better. Tom, we're talking about that at the end there, but you see them walking into the rooms due to a bit of water damage in the other rooms. That just adds to the discomfort of what has been a tough day for all players.
Well, in a sense, I think the drought has been broken in one of the rooms by the sounds of things, but it sounds like a comediism, that one. But I'm with you, Brad. I was really impressed in particular by Brendan Goddard for the way that he handled the drawn game, and just the body language of all the St Kilda players was just absolutely outstanding. So both clubs now with grand final experience, it's going to be a really interesting week.
Well, remember, we've got to the end of a grand final. Last year St Kilda were feeling horrible, so they felt horrible at the siren. Then all of a sudden they said to themselves, hey, we've got another chance. Amazing. Bit of wind blowing as the storm comes in.
Come from? Look out for the dew, please. You're all right, Tom Harley. My goodness me. So a draw in the grand final. The rooms are flooded. Let's go to Tim Watson. I'm not sure where he is, but he's with Michael Malthouse.
To get the players back up again. You know, do we or don't we? And our rooms are flooded. If you can smell, I think that's either you or the room. So I'm assuming
it's the toilets at first. I can guarantee you that.
So our best case scenario is to get back to Lexus as quick as we can, I reckon, and freshen up and prepare again.
Another whole week of preparation. Have you got it in you?
You have to, don't you? Everyone's got to get up. I mean, everyone's got to get up. This is a great test of mental toughness, of stamina. There's science divisions from both clubs, and the AFL selling another 100,000 tickets.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, let's go with the coaches back-to-back, get their stories. That was Michael Malthouse. Now Richo is with Ross Lyon.
Ross with them in the temporary rooms, can't even get back into the real rooms. It's just an unbelievable feeling. You just had the players into a meeting. What did you say to them?
Oh, look, there's no manual. It's a pretty unique experience, isn't it? I remember as a kid, the 77. And so, look, at the end of the day, there's no second prize. We need to regroup, and every ounce of our being from this moment goes into next week, and we take some strong understanding of what works and what doesn't work against Collingwood. And we'll pick 22 fit and healthy players. We won't take any risks, and you know, we'll go forward and let it rip again, you know, and see if we can get a result. It's unbelievable.
How hard will it be, do you think, to get back up mentally and physically again next week? Huge build-up this week, obviously.
No, I don't think grand finals are hard to get up for. You know, I just think you got to mentally be strong, and we feel we are. I mean, we're in a big hole at half-time. I thought our first quarter was very good, and then our second quarter was pathetic, and then after half-time was really, you know, things to fix up, but a lot went not went our way, but we really turned our intensity in our tackle and caused turnovers and all those sorts of things. And, you know, we found some things out about, you know, our team, and we just got to regroup. But I suppose mentally we're all in a little bit of shock, and but our leaders will lead strongly and prepare, and, you know, we're pretty keen to come next week and rumble again, you know.
Yeah. Nagati spent a fair bit of time on the bench towards the end of the game. Ben McAvoy was the unlucky guy missing out. Is he a chance next week?
Well, certainly. Gardy's obviously in some doubt. He could have come back on, but unless you can run at 100%, AFL, you know what it's like, mate. So McAvoy, it's funny how the world works, isn't it? It works in mysterious ways. So he'll clearly get an opportunity, and there's young Reece Stanley, and there's Geary, and there's Armitage, and let's lick our wounds, go away and assess, and get going again. It's no choice.
You had some outstanding efforts from some of your senior players, Lenny Hayes and Brendan Goddard in particular. They were outstanding.
Yeah, they were very good, weren't they? They sort of impacted the game and almost dragged us across the line, So unfortunately that didn't happen, and they need to do it again.
Do we get paid overtime for next week?
I think all the function people are happy.
Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Richard.
What about you, Tom? You've got to drag that Premiership Cup around again for a week. Here we go. It's starting to rain. This is terrific. It's going to be the mother of all storms after a draw. Okay, we'll take a break. If you've just joined us, it's raining at the MCG, and St Kilda and Collingwood have tied in the grand final. There'll be a replay next week. Back right after this.
I have no other way. There is a price to pay for what the man will say, but I was a million miles away in a promise full of steam. It could take no vacant dream to persuade me to believe. I think just don't fight it, don't fight it, don't fight it. If you don't know what it is, if you don't know what it is, I think just don't fight it, don't fight it, don't fight it. If you don't know what it is, if you don't know.
You nailed it. It was amazing.
But to become stars needs something more, like losing the attitude.
You know what I'm talking about.
How about that thing?
Get a raise so we can shave that.
How will they go performing U2, Pink, Beyonce, and Justin Bieber Sunday, live on the X Factor Finals?
You can't turn back time. Take the essential first step before you dig. Go online anytime. And dial before you dig.
Impact fertilisers have been adding value to Tasmanian farms for many years. Now Impact adds even more value with soil testing designed for local conditions. Impact soil testing saves you money and increases production. It's done in a Tasmanian laboratory and interpreted using local knowledge and data. So contact your Impact Territory Manager now and start adding more value to your farm. Impact Fertilisers. Local focus, global strength.
You wanted more value, and we listened once again. We're filling the whole box with our most indulgent puff pastry crust. Introducing Square Puff Pizzas. Try it today with our great traditional or value range for only $7.95.
Domino's, it's all good.
What? It must have been the generator.
Honda's range of generators. Quieter, cleaner, 4-stroke power, and less emissions. It's what makes Honda owners a little different. Only from specialist Honda dealers.
The Volkswagen free on-road sale is on now. Save big with free rego and stamp duty on new Beetle and the entire Golf range. Yes, free on-roads on new Beetle. Get your hands on the last available new Beetles in Australia. Or save on the entire Golf range including Golf Hatch, GTI, GTD and Wagon. With free on-roads, there's never been a better time to drive away in a Beetle or any of the Golf range. Stocks are limited. Hurry into Jackson Volkswagen today before you miss out.
Tasmania's award-winning business Sheepskin and Opal World is no longer on Hobart's waterfront. They now have only one store at 92 Elizabeth Street, on the corner of Bathurst Street. Come and see Australia's largest selection of sheepskin Ugg boots, moccasins and slippers. There's also sheepskin baby rugs, gloves and car seat covers which they can fit for you. Enjoy looking at the large selection of Australia's opal jewellery with its magnificent spectrum of colours. Where is Sheepskin and Opal World? On the corner of Elizabeth and Bathurst Streets.
The Commonwealth Games are coming in October. Southern Cross Television will be broadcasting the Games exclusively live on free-to-air across Tasmania. During the 12 days of the Games, digital Channel 6 and our analogue channels will be dedicated to the Commonwealth Games. To ensure that you don't miss out on all your favourite Southern Cross programs, we'll be using our digital channel 60, which will be available for 12 days in standard definition. 7-2 will continue to be seen on digital channel 62. Your games on your station, live only on Southern Cross.
You're out for the night, but you're driving. So you take it easy. Maybe have a glass of water and a bite to eat. One more drink and you're out of there. But if you have to ask yourself whether you're okay to drive, you're already playing a dangerous game.
Welcome back to the MCG. Very quiet in the Collingwood rooms. I'm outside the Collingwood rooms. The players are being held behind closed doors at the moment. All their relatives and friends have just started to mill around. Obviously, they've just had word that the players have been shifted from the other side of the ground across to the old change rooms here at the MCG. Mick Malthouse is not here. He did go to the press conference, and this is what he had to say a short time ago.
Mick, does it feel like a win or a loss, or what's the emotion?
Bruce, I can't even answer it. I guess that you're still alive means that you haven't lost, but you've got to play against it means you haven't won. So does that? No, it doesn't answer it. But I can't answer it any better than that.
What did you say to the players after the game?
I would just trying to logistically just trying to get everything sorted. It's very difficult when you've got, you know, the rooms the way they are, and players getting taken off for drug testing, and you automatically have separation of our group, which is not ideal, but that's, you know, can't be helped.
Other finals, Mick, they play extra time now. Are you happy with the idea of tooling up and going again next week?
If you had asked me before the game, I would have said it's probably something I'm going to say now, but it's happened before. The grand final. We've always said the grand finals are one where if it's a draw, you play again. So we all know that. That's just that. How often does it happen in AFL history? And it hasn't, has it? At all. VFL history, but not AFL history. Has it happened in a draw? No. So it's unique, and we're going to treat it as such.
The one of the issues that's periodically come up for you during the year, again, an issue today with the accuracy with goal, 9-14 in the end. You know, that third quarter was particularly critical. Is that where it was not lost, but that where the game swung?
Well, we could have taken better chances, but I would say more the case of taking better options through our forward line. We've got the ball in there, no glasses, because I don't know where they are either. 62 to, if I'm reading this right, 35. We've got to be better at using the football into our forward line. And Fisher here, by the way, look at this, is 12 rebounds, and Gwilt 8, there's 20 of those 62 that come straight back over our head. So we've just got to be better at that. I wouldn't have thought kicking for goal lost it. I would have thought option taking it into our forward line did.
Mick, who will be the most important person at the club to get the players up?
Well, I think David Butterford. The players themselves. Just got to bring back as quickly as we can a sense of normality, which is obviously going to be very difficult. You know, there's a function on tonight, do we or don't we? We haven't been in this situation, so it's all new.
If it's your call, do you have a function with?
Oh, yes. If the club's gone through that process of having it set and all that sort of stuff, there's thousands upon people over at the music box. I mean, I don't, do you go in? Do you don't go in? One thing for certain, we don't have to go to tomorrow. It's straight to the club tomorrow, but you blokes look as stunned as what I do. What do you do? Oh, so you have to delay your holidays. I mean, that's a fact of life. Who was playing cricket here next week? Anyone?
Lee, you actually played you coached in the last replayed final, which was out at Waverley with the West Coast.
Bit of an omen for Collingwood. The last time they won a grand final was the first Saturday in October after a drawn final. But I'll say what Mick didn't want to say. I think in this day and age, we shouldn't have a draw and a replay. We should have extra time and get a result on grand final day.
100% agree with Lee. I think you come, like Nick Maxwell said, you come to play the game, play to win, expect a result, and the players would feel slightly aggrieved with that.
And I think the way Andrew Demetriou answered Richo's question, I reckon he might be thinking, well, we'll change all of this. Dale Thomas is with Tim Watson.
Well, Dozy, that must be the most unusual feeling. I guess you've been in there with the players now. What is the general mood of the group?
I think the boys are not too dissimilar to each other, mate. Their heads are all over the place. You don't know what to think, but I think the exciting thing is we just re-qualified for a grand final. We'll reload, reboot, and hopefully next week they can beat a result.
2 grand finals on the CV. Looks all right too.
It does, mate. 2 wins would have been nicer there, but you know, as I say, we've got the chance again. We've got to do everything right throughout the week and go over this game and get it right. You didn't lose, but is it a game that you felt like you let slip away? Oh, yes and no, mate. I think with 3 minutes to go there, it looked like St Kilda were probably going to run over the top of us. So I think to the boys' credit to hang on, even that last 30 seconds when the ball was floating around in their goal square there, just to fight out a draw in the end is real credit. And as I say, another chance, get it right, and hopefully next week you'll be talking to me again. And the health of the group? I noticed you've got a couple of ice packs on. Just precautionary, mate, but I think all the boys that got through are unscathed, which is nice. I'm not too sure about them, but we'll wait and see. It's an odd feeling. I mean, even the fact that the rooms have been flooded over the other side to be coming onto the other side of the ground. I mean, there's lots of firsts here tonight. Mate, it's bizarre, isn't it? That's it. OK, I'll let you go. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
He played a mighty game, didn't he, with those 26 disposals. By the way, the replay grand final will be on 7 next Saturday. Letty Hayes got the Norm Smith. He had a wonderful game, but Brendan Goddard, what a match he turned on. More from the MCG in just a moment.
There's a place at 21, like it's a yardstick, hold on to. There's way too many sleepless nights, I toss and turn it.
We love getting away in our Outlander. Yeah, we'll be there soon. But what I really love about this car is the room inside. You'll never fit all that in there.
Mitsubishi delivers the new Outlander 2-wheel drive with 16-inch alloys, active stability and traction control, as shown $29,440 drive away or from just $28,990 drive away.
Love that car.
Got a big job in front of you? Maybe it's